Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Time check. It's about 8 minutes past about 6 o'clock. To listen to the ground report. Yours truly, the Pitbull of Radio. LENNOX Smith in studio. Must say a pleasant good morning to those of you that look on to us on Real Media TT on Facebook, Real Media TT on YouTube. To those of you that look on to us on Corridor Transformation on YouTube, Love Laventry on Facebook, and the Workers' Rights Platform. A pleasant good morning to each and every one of you. Must say a pleasant good morning to Wendy Ann. Good morning, Matilda Rhodes. Stanford. Yes. Stanford Thomas, a pleasant good morning to you. Roma Price, good morning. Davey, a pleasant good morning to you. Hey, Donna, good morning. Afiza R. Mohammed, a pleasant good morning to you. Henrik Pasadman, good morning to you. What part of the words you are? Hey, Nikki Nick, good morning to you. Indra Pinky, good morning. Edmond, good morning to you. Kevin, good morning. Biznat, good morning. Darren, Daniel, a pleasant good morning to you, my brother. Khalif, a pleasant good morning to you. Balroop, good morning, my brother.
Sept 2024.
Onika, a pleasant good morning to you. Roseman, a pleasant good morning. Fufu, good morning to you, Fufu. Felix, good morning. You also have Hafrina. Mohammed, a pleasant good morning to you. Didn't you find me back here in lock back off, girl? Daro, good morning. Napika Balkaran, a pleasant good morning to you. Keith, good morning. Makano, let me say a pleasant good morning to Makano. Makano, a pleasant good morning to you, my brother. Janelle, good morning, good morning. Vanessa Daniel, good morning to you. Love always or always love. What a name. You're in Kansas, my brother. Kenrick, you always all over, boy. Oh, Lord. Marilyn Cicharan, a pleasant good morning to you. Pearl, good morning. Steve, good morning to you. Timothy Roberts, good morning, my brother. Dexter, what's a pleasant good morning to you. Your wife, Sita, all of you. The mechanic, everybody, man. Good morning, my brother. Lachman, good morning. Shirley, good morning. Rudy, good morning. So don't forget to share. Yes, don't forget to share. Time check, it's approximately 12 minutes past the hour of 6 o'clock. You listen to the ground report. And I hope that you all send your voice notes already. While I just peep to see how much the murders reach. The newspapers say 424. Anything off the records might have about 50 more. But 424 the murder toll is, the newspapers say. What's your all count? When I come into the murders. Not only that, look at that. Hospital murder. NWRH beefs up security after St. James medical worker killed on the job. That's the St. James Medical Center. I come from Dago. We always call it the poorhouse. Yeah. You also see MPM wins a lawsuit against Munilal. So I just throwing out some vote front burners there for you all. I hope you all are sending your voice notes on what says your front burner. Well, thanks on Hafiza for giving me a check on what is the right count to the motor toll, which is 432. Wow. 432. At 68 away from 500. Eh? That gonna come 68 people more going and die, 100 more going by that. So it's gonna be like 170 people more to die by murders if they'll continue, because the detection rate in Trinidad and Tobago is sucks. Nobody don't want to say, well, yeah, I see a man kill a man, why know this or that? Because they don't want to do that, they're going and get them going and make jail time. Really and truly by saying that. Because they go down under the witness protection program. They doom. No money, no food, no secret, nothing. It's might well just stay quiet and get yourself involved in that. And that is what's going on. Nick, good morning. Angela, good morning to you. Faith, good morning. Primraj, good morning. All of you that now look on, good morning. Ravi, aka postman.com, Vika, brother-in-law, all of them. Tony, good morning. Ramlal, good morning. Yeah, Ryan, a pleasant good morning to you. Nadira, good morning to you. We also see in the St. George's teachers give ministry ultimatum. Morning to you, Tara. We also learned no desks or chairs for Mayaro secondary students. What did you that, boy? And everybody just taking that. Prasanna, prayers, good morning. Imagine that, boy. Imagine that. The lead story At this point in time on The Guardian, hospital worker gunned down at St. James Medical Complex. For the second time this year, gunmen disregarded the security of medical institutions and murdered someone on the compound. You're gonna get away. Only moving go left right. One, the second time. You're gonna have a third time and a fourth time and a fifth time. Watch all you can see. We're gonna send your voice notes, eh? This killing which took place, what took the mother toll, or the mother come to 424, well, we know now that is 432. The media. Look at that. Recent money, boy. Where we go again? 3 million facelift for Port of Spain malls. Came after 2025. The capital city is expected to get a facelift as the Port of Spain Shopping Complex Limited promises the new mall earmarked to be built at a 43 Independence Square will be up and running. Additionally, right next door, the government has allocated 3 million for infrastructural work and 20,000 from remedial maintenance of the existing mall, formerly known as New City Mall. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Just that alone, for the kind of money. But I must say, the Chinese ambassador. Yes. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. LENNOX Smith, while they're sending their voice notes there, my phone had also restart. Would you be able to give me some of the other headliners that we have in the newspapers? I know I was reading with the Chinese ambassador giving about a 2024 laptops, and the phone just went mad. I didn't get to see what school. So not even the whole school got it. I'll go see. Chinese groceries popping up
San
here.
Juan North Secondary.
Bring up thing, huh?
San Juan North Secondary is receiving that.
San Juan?
Yeah. San Juan North Secondary, yeah.
When all along under previous government, everybody would have been receiving laptops. But what I will say, what else we have in the news here?
And they would not have had to depend on handouts from a foreign government.
And such a small handout the
And,
type
and
of profit or money this government spends on that country
well, a class,
when it comes to taking construction
a,
workers or loans from them
a
to
Form
build
1
things.
alone intake, a Form 1 alone intake in Trinidad and Tobago is nearly 18,000. 18,000 students, because remember, they move from the primary into the secondary, so Form 1 alone so that is a drop in the ocean of necessity for these kinds of technologically advanced communication devices. But that being as it may, of course, a pleasant good morning to all and sundry, east, west, north, south, central, our friends in Tobago, and wherever you are streaming on the World Wide Web, a pleasant good day to you. This is yesterday the Grog Report. I just having a little snoozer in studio here. So if you hear me smiling, it's because of that. But I'm not going to share it with you, however. But that being as it may, yes, I have just about two items that has concerned me. Has been in the news, and now we are getting confirmation. Always, it has to do with connected firstly with the Independence Day celebrations, where of course fire trucks were brand new and appear to, as I said, always this government engaging in some kind of public relations gimmick that really and truly has no basis in reality. Engage in what the psychologists call framing, where of course you take one item that may be an exception to the rule and make it the normal.
But before your two items, would you just be able to just go through the rest of headlines
yes.
and then you
Well,
your two
I have no
items?
difficulty with that, but I would like to focus on those two items. It's just two before, of course, I go there. I'm saying that the fire service has said in no uncertain terms, the association, they wrote to the Prime Minister, and they have said in no uncertain terms that they have lack of equipment, and the actual statement is the association said that the service, writing to the Prime Minister, was grappling with severe challenges such as shortage of essential equipment, inadequate personnel, and an aging fleet of appliances, and almost and almost decades long delay in promotions to key officers, increased death and injuries to fire officers, and crumbling infrastructure. I think that is significant comparatively speaking, but I thought I should mention that so that people get an appreciation as to the deteriorating situation in the police service compared to what the former substantive minister of national security said some time ago, when of course they moved their bed and so on out in the open at Port of Spain, when of course he just said that the people, that those officers were patriotic, and that they moved out the beds because they wanted to paint the room. That time of course they were suffering from lack of air condition. That being as it may, UN report regional governments efforts to fight crime backfiring, and of course mention was made of what? Guess what, Andy? Guess what? Crime being seen as a public health issue, hosted here in Trinidad at the taxpayers' expense. They're saying it backfiring. Just imagine that. The UN is saying that. So we knew that from day one, it was just another shenanigan on the part of Dr. Rowley to try, of course, to boost his political, what I consider to be currency that has, of course, plummeted to all-time low, and therefore there is no way he could recover. He and his party, they must get the hell out of office. Tourism Secretary, family-friendly store-based facility coming. Of course, that is breeding up a storm in Tobago. A new facility, but of course they are saying that it is stakeholder friendly and friendly in more ways than one. Apart from the ambience and the aesthetics, it of course is being done with consultation with all stakeholders. Nurses are not satisfied after meeting with health ministry. And of course, there's a meeting with the minister, and the nurses are very upset. And of course, we learned in that meeting as well that the government is not paying NIS. Wow, that's a fundamental breach, but not surprising. Having regard to the performance of this government and its belligerence against, of course, ordinary person, simply because they're in office and they believe that they could take advantage of anybody, breaching the law inclusive. A firefighters union seeks clarity on chief fire officer's tenure. Well, yes, the present fire chief, he wants to extend his time, and of course they are saying no, it is a disadvantage to others in the system who would like to become chief fire officer, and he would be blocking when he's getting more than his fair share by this extension. Of course, the Prime Minister was written to, as I said earlier, on this and other matters. Boris, of course, aggressive marketing for Tobago Carnival. Well, you know, Tobago Carnival is next month, October Carnival. And a series of activities are planned leading up, I think, to the 26th, the 25th and 26th, thereabout, when, of course, the climax will be reached. But quite a lot of activities are going to be taking place. I'm sure a lot of Trinidadians are planning to get across there in order to participate. But they have, of course, marketing that particular event beyond Trinidad. So, of course, our Caribbean sisters and brothers, as well as, of course, a farther afield in the hemisphere and outside of this hemisphere. What again we have? Parliament resumes on Monday. Yes, people. Parliament resumes on Monday, and of course, I took note of some of the things that are to be discussed. I think you need to know that is our business. Of course, the House was last sat on July 3rd, and the Senate on July 5th. Well, of course, they were on recess, and now they are back. Of course, there are several questions and order and papers to be laid in the Parliament. I think what is interesting is that the House, that's the House of Representatives, questions relating to Clico's sale to Perenco of its 56% stake in methanol holdings, you know, a very profitable entity that the government acquired as a consequence of the Clico settlement, and now it has been sold to this Perenco company, and questions are being asked by the opposition, of course, as to what really is the details of that deal. The National Energy Corporation's activities in Guyana. Yes, the opposition wants to know, of course, on our behalf, and then, of course, mistaken promotion. Promotion of 29 police officers, how that was possible, and of course the expunging of the records of inmates for minor offenses of cannabis possession. So they want to know what is the situation there, because remember, the legalization of marijuana was supposed to congruently, or should I say simultaneously, move towards, of course, expunging the records of persons who would have been charged for simple offenses as far as that drug is concerned, marijuana. And then the Senate questions related to possible water damage in the new Ministry of Health. I think that is a very important one. It's Ministry Headquarters. Remember, it was reported that it was damaged as a result of rain and other factors. So the opposition wants to know that on our behalf clearly, whether any entity has an MOU, a memorandum of understanding with Jindal. Remember that steel magnet was here shaking hands with Prime Minister at the diplomatic and or the office of the Prime Minister at Whitehall. Well, the opposition wants to know if there's any memorandum of understanding with respect to Jindal, and of course the steel plant, right, and the Power Limited for the sale or lease of the former Petrotrin refinery and the future of the Carson Field rice mill. Well, of course, let me just clarify that because there would have been two issues here. So one dealing with the with the steel mill, but this MOU they're referring to here is for the Petrotrin oil refinery. And remember, Jindal was never on the radar, so to speak, never put in a bid, but Dr. Bowley was in his presence, or he was in Dr. Bowley's presence, the owner of that company, Jindal. And of course, the discussion was the possible purchase of the oil refinery. But yet still, of course, we got information that Jindal said that he would have withdrawn any possibility. But here it is, the opposition clearly are not satisfied, and they therefore have laid for answer in the parliament a question of a MOU. So it appears that from that particular question, why it's not yet answered and will be answered, of course, on Monday, that there was much more in the mortar than the pestle, so to speak, from the questions that is to be advanced to the government on this particular situation with Jindal. So we wait with bated breath as to what the latest development is with respect to that. And of course, as you know, this government never tells the complete.
Just read one more, but meanwhile.
Yeah, you have a call. All right, yes, and then of course, man 21 on rape.
My voice notes there.
On rape charge against a minor. We could.
What other headlines besides General that you have there?
Well,
Let's give me one more.
Let
me just.
All right, okay, just one more hospital employee. Well, you mentioned that hospital employee shot dead at St. James Medical, but I think there was another incident as well at another medical facility that I have not been able to get my sight on at this point in time, except to say Ministry of Finance increases deposit insurance coverage. I've not gotten a chance to read that in totality, so I will not be able to comment briefly. Farmers, of course, I think that's something that you are interested in. Farmers upset as Judicot repossesses Diego Martin land, and that is something that you covered extensively. I did the same on the corridor last night, and a lot of people were extremely upset as the calls came in furious, fast and furious, the calls themselves, but the people themselves were furious about that development, and contradicting, of course, the policy of this government as far as agriculture is concerned, and of course, throwing hot water, if you want, or cold water, depending on the perspective of this fella initiative, the Minister of Youth, when he, of course, has this homestead farming initiative for young people, and how come you could have that promoting agriculture, and whilst you, of course, literally bulldozing fervent, beautiful, and ready to harvest crops. It's a contradiction, but that is typical of this government. Always saying something that really and truly is nestled ultimately in something that is pernicious and destructive to Trinidad and Tobago. You cannot talk about the promotion of agriculture and engage in such a savage and evil act, having regarded to your exposure, Andy, of that whole situation down there. I think it was horrendous, and everybody who we would have communicated with, very, very, very concerned as to the sincerity of this government and whether or not we are serious about not only domestic production of food and food security, but the reduction of this huge foreign taste-oriented food bill between $4 and $6 billion every year. So those are the areas, Andy. If you have a sufficiency of persons that have put in their voicemails, well, you can take over from here.
Nice. Oh boy, let me say happy birthday to see one person have a birthday there. They say it's a 56 birthday. The 56.
Just
right. Alan, please. pleasant good morning to you and happy birthday to you, Alan Huckleys. Go ahead. What you saying?
Yeah, I seen some here where schoolgirl and brother murdered. Have you seen that?
No, I ain't seen it.
Keston Kevon Singh, 20, his security officer at his sister and his sister, Chanel Singh, 16, a student of the Mayaro Secondary School, were chopped to death, wow, by a man known to them while at his home. And of course, they said tonight, so that would have happened last night. So maybe it has not reached the news in New Grant. So, and it happened around 7 o'clock last night. Right, that's Wednesday. Yes, right. Last night, police responded to a report and found the lifeless bodies of the siblings with chop wounds about their bodies. Violence continue, my friend. So you have to add that to. You have to add that to. In other words, to the numbers that you would have gotten, the real numbers as opposed to the official numbers. You know, the official numbers is always smaller than that of the non-official.
Wow, that is real dread.
Well, no, it's 16.
Anyhow, let me take some voice notes there. Let's go to some voice notes.
Good morning, Andy, Mikey, Lennox, newbie, and to everybody out there. Andy, yesterday was a disappointing day, right? And I just want to say something. I want to clear the air on something. I don't want to come here and lie and say, I not pay no tax, I not pay no tax. And secretly I paid it. There's nothing secretly about it. Secretive about it. Sorry, there's nothing secretive about it. Right? We have a tax to pay, and I paid it. I don't want anybody to say that Santa Cruz is a lawbreaker. Everybody knows Santa Cruz. Right? Anywhere I go, every time I open my mouth, oh, you Miss Santa Cruz. Everybody knows Miss Santa Cruz. And I don't want anybody to say I'm encouraging anybody to break the law by not paying it. I cannot help the way people feel that I went and I paid it. I cannot help that. Okay? But I know I was not going to come here and lie and say I didn't pay it when I paid it. Right? Who don't want to pay it? The onus is on you. Go right ahead. If you can get away with it, I admire that. But I know I am a moving target. And I am not going to call unwanted attention to myself. We cannot please everybody in this life. But the person for me to please is my God. And I know I am not going to be a lawbreaker. Okay? Who want to break the law, I glad for you. Andy, thanks a lot and take care.
Andy, the 7th of September will make it 10 years PNM is in the office. And on the 11th is the date that Alwari was sworn in as the Attorney General before the Prime Minister. I wonder if they're having a celebration for that.
Oh boy, let me say a happy birthday to Emily. A happy birthday to you. May you live to see many more. And keep up the good work that you are doing.
Andy, good morning. Andy, Andy for Brandy. I always support you, but Andy, I listen to Mikey here. Sorry for that. Andy, I have to do something in my job. Andy, for Brandy, I support you 100%. And I listened to my PK into with Alexander, Philip Alexander. And he needs to support Tamla and get rid of this Gigi. Gigi is equipped, is going to let Tamla lose. Gigi is all for himself. Gigi a proper team. He's not a team. He's spelling team with I. There's no I in team. And I think Gigi's an I man, not a team man. So we need to get rid of Gigi. And we need the people to come out there and support Tamla. And again, we need to come out in the masses to vote. And people stop talking about America and Voodoo and the plane. The plane was seized because we do illegal stuff. I want to ask the American Trinidadian people, if Venezuela decide to take over Trinidad, who are they going to ask for help? Who are they going to ask for? They're going to ask the Chinese? Are they going to ask the Russia? Who are they going to ask for help? If Maduro decided to turn against Trinidad, want to seize it like what he tried to do, which you know, America is supporting Ghana. So friends, stop talking about America. Let America work out their businesses. Let me work Trini business because first I'm a Trinidadian, then I'm anything else. So brother, let's support. Come on, let's get out there and fight.
Day and the LENNOX. Sad to hear about that murder. But the young girl come from that Myra secondary school. And if you see the dilapidated condition that school like it went through the war zone in Ukraine, the school falling apart, all kind of thing happening there. They thief out all the furniture and Minister Dolly and them know nothing more going on there. Boy, I don't know that. This place comes from bad to worse under this PNM government. And it getting more worse ever. Sad to say this, boy, because at the end of the day, Quaffo smoking me pipe now. And I can't see it getting better under this government. Have a good day, Andy and Lennox.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Andy, good morning. Good morning to all the listeners, all my friends on Facebook. This is Roel Prasad. Andy, I viewed with interest your clip that you had on Facebook and elsewhere on YouTube and so on about that, let's say, farm, agricultural farm you visited and so supported the farmers in the in that area up there in Chagaramas. It's very sad to see that those people, they really have how to put it, fortitude in having produced so many things, so many items that this country direly needed, and just like that, because of bullying tactics by the authorities, to come and want to bulldoze down those people's lands and the agricultural produce that they work hard for. And secondly, this clip that you showed on this morning with the St. Augustine High School, boy, listener man, if this Minister of Education has any shame, which I think she don't, right? She should have resigned with disgrace this morning. And lastly, listen, this government do have money to spend on to repair these schools and so on, but yet they go in helter-skelter, borrowing billions of dollars to do vanity projects that is not needed at this time, right? And the critical places that like for instance Wassa, they say in the dams, although it have so much rain, every time rainfall is flooding Port of Spain, but yet Wassa dams are not filled. So they do have money, they do have the fortitude to go and take a loan what from wherever, like they normally take loans and do retention funds detention ponds in around the dam so that they could filter water from those ponds to fill the dam so that when the rainy season come, we would have enough water. They can't borrow money to do that, but they could borrow money to do the cocoa farms. They could borrow money to build pantry bigger headquarters. Thank you, Andy, and enjoy the day. Have a blessed day, Andy.
Andy and Lennox. Sad to hear about that murder. But the young girl come from that Maya. So all the parents and students at St. George's College, all they get all their furniture, all their school get fixed up by yesterday. Dolly says she moving things in the school by Wednesday and everything will be operational. That is further from the truth. Or they could take the word of the PNM after 2 years and 2 months they say they're fixing their school. And look how much they have 9 years in governance in the country. It's not enough for them to fix nothing in this place. Everything going from bad to worse under them. That is all they want for governance, or they're taking all their back pocket. I don't want to hear nothing from them people in St. George's College again because you know why? They're too thin skinned. They will never come and protest nothing that the government doing them. They only give them pushback time, pushback time. All right, well they give them pushback time, well they ain't getting nothing done on time. Have a good day, Andy and Alex.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Andy, good morning. It's a big Ram here, my brother. Morning to you, morning to Lennox, morning to Mikey. Andy, religiously, I look at your program every single morning. And I have to say, you guys are doing an excellent job. Keep up the good work. Andy, my friend Berna is, I'll be retiring in about 7 years' time from now. I'm looking forward to come back and live in my country, not just me, but about 10 of us will come back home to live. But now my friends and them, they change in their mind. They change their mind. They don't want to do this no more again. Only because of the crime, Andy. Only because of the crime. And it's not gonna stop. It's not gonna stop. It's just gonna get worse. And the worse it's gonna get. It's gonna get worse. Lockdown on this. Andy. Big Ram, yeah.
Oh boy, morning, Big Ram. Let me say morning to Big Ram, a wife. Morning, teacher, and every one of you. Come on, people not going and come back. That's so sad. So much of people that come back. What's going to come back? And then now watch. When they could add the development of Trinidad and Tobago, they're running from Trinidad and Tobago. Wow.
Together as the swords to grasp our wide.
Wow. It's a little long, that voice note is a little long. Yeah, that voice note is a little long. It's a music too, man. I don't know if it copyright. I don't want to get in problems. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Right, so I played out the voice notes for the morning so far. So now the lines are open. The lines are open to you, the people of Trinidad and Tobago. The lines are open. The numbers to call. Hey, Miss Lauketa, listen to the number. It's 225-6644. 225-6644. Or 239-5120. 239-5120. or give us a WhatsApp call or send a WhatsApp voice note at 366-3053. 366-3053. I must say a pleasant good morning to Anderson Wilson on the beat there. Oh boy. Macano, a pleasant good morning to you too, my brother Macano. How is he, Macano, man? Good morning to you. Morning.
Good morning, Andy.
Good morning to you, Anderson.
My picture. I think there's newbie. Andy, we not, you know, on Facebook or YouTube.
I don't think that is accurate. Because they would have been seen.
Invite,
you are
him,
a refresh.
invite him to try the Love Laventil on YouTube, and he should be there.
You know, you have to Sullivan, my heart to Sullivan, you all go put up in social work to Laventil. I think it's time we stop use that name Laventil, you know. Laventilians don't like yourself. That's what the people in Bagatelle for you. It's a nasty bunch of ungrateful, deceitful people. You know these kind of people? People, just similar people. These are the people that don't fancy. I don't know why they name it love changing or love the youth. The name the love Laventil, the love the youth, you know.
I switched to Love Laventil just now, and I'm hearing him loud and clear. We just that he's breaking up as we are receiving him as well.
No, we are clear. We are clear. Everybody said the list that they are hearing on Facebook and YouTube. It's just you want to refresh. But go ahead. Let's hear your contribution.
Love the youth. Okay, I'm going to man. We don't meet up the youth not to be able to use not to be able to tell because of characters of them. If it's not to be able to share them, only the photo of that man. Make a man no. And we're not get a good market now.
Oh boy.
Get them a black step in the wind back at tell them. And this I will tell you. All the customers great people. And the kid up to our that's what I think that but I have seen nobody and who will be in charge of the affairs of the Tobago. He didn't say that. The other people making it move to challenge over and the first time that you man. People say there is the first time. People can wait the so I know when I think about it. Every time I come here, I think all this program is already on sale. And you're calling it me a spectre of justice. You play it right now, Andy. I just spread blood on your spirit of a killing, some more be a person, I'm not deal with you. You're calling it.
The ground report with Mikey K. Andy Williams and Lennox Smith.
Bang, bang, bang.
Oh, man, me, you gotta work it on Rowley first. We gotta work it on. Hit Rowley, Obi and the tongue, we got to. Him get choking the tongue.
Good morning, Andy, Lennox, and Mikey K and everybody. There's a brutal chopping of a brother and sister in Princeton last night. Then there was a shooting in St. James Health Facility there, killing. And I'm hearing that the people that taking the work there is to quench and quell and appease the people who they employ of questionable character. Then there is a murder again in Laventille last night. Then there is one in Cedros, some kind of killing or shooting taking place with the police on the scene right now. When
Go ahead, I will play that voice note in a little bit. Go ahead, caller. Pleasant good morning to you.
Yes. Good morning, Mikey K. Good morning, Lennox Smith. Trinidad and Tobago Central here. Good morning, Andy. May God continue blessing you guys for the wonderful job that you're doing, enlightening the country from right from wrong. You are our cup of tea in the morning. If we don't get on it, we cannot belch. And we must say, you are the number one program. You are the billboard. You are the number one program. All right? Going forward. We want to get a general election in this country. We want to see them government not calling the date and time in this country. It is the really and truly Fred Blue Light and Silver bracelet. But here what? You can run, but you cannot hide because that's going to come. You understand? You hogwash yourself into whatever you're dealing with. You understand? You see how much death and murder is taking place in this country? And repeatedly. People set up on social media every time the group is a murder. It's a brutal murder taking place. Even me and all too. It's just set up this kind of nonsense going on in this place, boy. Oh God, why does someone that look give up like a biscuit and he wouldn't leave? Why you just don't follow the time in this country that people get rid of them politically once and for all, man? They're just calling them for what? People they want to hear them, they want to see them with the and them nothing already. Yellow is the code. I just want to see on the comments because that's not a type of yellow is the code. Yeah, so even though they hear the seen it now, yellow is the code all the way. Roughly call a date and time now. You're wasting time. We want to hear you, we want to see all you. Right now, people must have the item with all you on it. They want all you no more. They've done all you. We have to get very politically. We don't say that already. Yellow is the code. Listen and it's
what did take this new man to put to work with Heinz Coalpot man? This government is just they're provoking people in this country, you know, provoking people as all they're doing, you know. How come all schools have security guards and all them furniture missing at the Mayaro School. How come this minister of education, how come they are sharing visitors, all them doing the club? I them is like never see come see you now. When them get into government, they running a phone bill like they never see a phone. They dressing up, lipstick, wig, all kind of different hairstyle. Oh God, boy, hey, never see, come see. Well, the kind of background they come from. What you expect when they see money, they enjoying themselves. Then there's a facelift for some mall in Port of Spain. How much millions of dollars they're going to spend? But you can't take care of your schools. What's your priority, boy? What's your priority? They're only provoking the people of this country. And they only provoking. And Andy, yesterday, Miss Santa Cruz takes so long. Why only does allow that? Oh God, man, everybody want to talk a little bit. Miss Santa Cruz, control yourself, man, and talk a little bit. Thank you, Andy.
Morning again, Andy for Grandy. Mr. Begram, if you value your life and your family life, you'll do the right thing and not to come back here. Because a lot of people who take that chance and come back here as a retirees, they end up 6 foot under and they die the most wicked death in this place under the hands of these criminal elements. So let me tell you something in advance, you retire and stay up in America because your life is sure in Trinidad and Tobago right now. Nobody can help you when they get into difficulty. And these criminals preying on the aged people of this country. They're preying on senior citizens like yourself. Right, friend? So if you want to live a little longer, stay up in America. Don't come back here. Urging you and your family and all other retirees. Stay away all there is before they want to live.
Focus
Have
on
a good day,
what they're
and
doing. What are you doing? Look.
The Ground Report with Andy Williams.
Oh God, caller, oh God, less crying, more ideas. We're in election season. This is not the time for protesting, this is the time for ideas. The UNC has a draft manifesto, so let's push for something where local food production is amplified and farmers are protected. You know, I've been saying this for like weeks now. So let's push the UNC to put something about food production in their manifesto. Less crying, more ideas.
Good morning, caller.
What you, Andy, Mikey, Lennox, Anderson, and the Central, Miss Barataria, I'll be talking to each and every one, Mr. Barpo, Delman,
Yeah, we hear you know. Don't study the background. You just talk in your phone.
everyone, Miss Laokata. Good morning to you all. All you are begging and pleading, all let's come out and let's do what we have to do. Andy, I put support of you. Mikey and Lennox, although let's come out, although we have no other choice. My brother begging you there. What we will do next, boy, is the children behind. Miss Central, very good program this morning with you. I'd like to see you and let's come out. Miss Santa Cruz, I'm begging you all, although let's come out. Thank you very much, Andy, Mikey, and Victor. Have a blessed morning. You all know speaking to you. Thank you very much.
All right, Macano, a pleasant good morning to you, my brother, Boise Macano. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Daddy, I lost you, boy. Oh, boy. All right, call back there, boy. Call back there, Teddy. Right, Trinidad and Tobago, the lines are open. There are lots of room for your voice notes on what's your front burner. Time check is 6 minutes past the hour of 7 o'clock. And you listen to the ground report. Make you all the numbers 225-6644, 225-6644, or 239-5120, 239-5120. Here we are, WhatsApp call, or send a WhatsApp voice note at 366-3053, 366-3053. The lines are open.
Morning, Andy Williams. I must say greetings to you, Andy Williams. And if you don't know who this is Mr. Tabakit, the original Belsi Bob Ubiaman calling from Tabakit. And if you want to put a spirit lash on Dr. Rowley, contact me. I have the Boboli and so on, the Calabash and so on in Tabakit here to perform that rites on Dr. Rowley. We will lash his tongue so that he cannot speak evil. Thank you.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith. Bang, bang,
Andy, Mighty K, Lennox Smith, Trinidad and Tobago, Central here. Good morning. Andy, this is very, 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 very sad what I saw yesterday when you guys went up on a live. That is very heartbreaking. Deciding what otherwise going on in the country. This is very, very, very heartbreaking to be seeing how mouths are hungry and this wicked can't run, can't perform, can't function, can't do nothing government doing to the people in this land. Here I telling you, I feel like if it was me yesterday or my generation of people facing that scenario there yesterday, here I telling you, tears run out my eyes to see something like that took place, man. Eh? When one government taking out food out your mouth, one trying to put and provide for you all, Trinbagonians, only seeing what everybody else seeing who have a little bit of sense in their head, boy. Or who doing have book sense, like common sense thing, boy. To tell you who doing and who you doing, boy. Only seeing the kind of bully mentality what taking place. I hope when election time come, only play like only can remember these type of things taking place, you know. And all otherwise what took place already under this wicked regime, dirty, corrupted PNM government. I hope I will put that behind all your head, you know. And say, hey, I can't remember that. Put that in the front of all your brains and remember everything that what they're doing. You see how they can't do nothing in the right way? And that to do it in a bully mentality? Here what telling all you don't take no more of that, boy. That don't take no more of that. Or let us stand up now as I tell all you. Do the things that they don't like. They don't like unity. And all you, we as Trinbagonians have to unite together and mash them up politically. I don't know if not, but or maybe. We have to mash them up politically and bury them politically as well too. All you, come on, man. Come on, man. We big and we have sense. How you could do them kind of thing? I hope the people can remember in that area what happened yesterday, you know. I hope they can remember that like it happened the day before. Let them remember. Look at the kind of unfairness taking place now, boy. That is only one part in the country. There are different places in this country, a lot of things going on too. You understand? That telling you, boy, they're all sad in this country, boy. We have to get rid of this PNM government, boy. We have to get rid of them. And you telling me these set of blue flies who don't want to come on board? Change all their mindset, boy. Change all their mindset because they're going to get more serious than that. It's going to get more serious than that. What are you going to do? Sit down and wait until it get more serious or wait until something happened to you? Don't operate so way. That is a selfish thinking. Think about those as your brother and sisters. Think about it in that way, because long time that's how it was. Look out for your brother and your sister. It mightn't be a biological brother or sister, but we are all humans. You understand? Put a helping hand. So what we're saying is, our political leader, our next prime minister to be there, in office, Mrs. Kamala Prasad Bissessa, had always told her supporters and remind them, put a helping hand when somebody needs it. And apparently, we are putting a helping hand to those who need it, which is the PNM supporters. All you come on board, change all your mindset, and do it for all your children generation to come. Do it for them. Don't study Rowley and them and say, hey, I's a PNM till I dead. Do it to live better. Do it so that your children generation to come will be living better. You understand? Because this man actually paving the way for the Antichrist in this place. All of those sit down and take that. Don't sit down at all, take that. Come on, man. Let us unite together. Let us stand politically and let we get rid of this PNM once and for all now. Once we get rid of them politically, we will destroy the PNM and mash them up and put them away for life politically. We want to bury them, as we say. Andy, I don't want to take too long on the voice note. I don't cross my time. Here what I'm telling you, according to what they say, you could talk, and the more you talk, you can never done. Because the amount of issues back up in this country is the worst. As we say, PNM nothing. Yellow is the code, no other. Yellow is the code, my people. Remember, the sun will rise and burn out that Balize. And it's that Andy, locked on and listening.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and LENNOX Smith.
Also, get some unconfirmed news that last night had a big shootout in Ikakas. Last night, and they understand about 3 persons died. So we go hear about those 3 people a little later on with that killing in Ikakas. Oh, that 3 murders. And then also in the news, or making social media, is the Mount Hope Secondary School. That is school PTA. Want to know if they have to be a prestige school like St. George's in order to get fixed. They say the roof collapsing, the kids in danger, but yet the teachers are still teaching. And you all been done here. You see, people will now start to come out and talk about their schools. And the problem is, and I will say parents, why are they so quiet? Parents, your kids attending a school, or they seeing what going on with the schools that your kids attending. All your parents supposed to be in uproar. But 1 or 2 school PTA, which is the parents anyhow, will just make it up. These coming out and talk, but the rest of parents supposed to be standing up with the school PTA. But what we go see, that is life, that is life. Let me continue these voice notes. It has so many. So many. Morning, caller.
Morning, calling from Tobago.
My brother from Tobago, a pleasant good morning to you. What's this though?
Yes, I'm saying again, that man Rolly, this Satan competition. That man is more wicked than Satan. Sometime ago I call this program, right? And I had said, I think what was what I call him, I said, and I said to you, anytime you see a country leader deal with Satan out there, how can you stop in the country and you are seeing it right now? This kind of thing happening in Trinidad and Tobago. Things I've never heard about before.
And then in Tobago, and down in Tobago, record murders and all them kind of bacchanal thing.
Correct. That is that.
So, but watch, this man really went and played the Lekotori and walk over and thing like, wait, that read that story. It has some serious over people in Lekoto down there in Tobago or something.
But really, what I thought of, some place in Africa he goes, you understand me? And if anytime you enter there, that is it with your country. I don't know who it is, I have heard that.
All right.
I've been told so.
Well, he says so.
In this country, I don't know how we deal with it, how we get it from it. Only good God in heaven could do something about what's going on. And we have to get more on knees and pray and get rid of this man once and for all. And just don't get rid of him now. They should, all of this, all of them should be going to jail. They all should be jailed. And I'm telling you, I would like to build a jail for them, but I will cry shame on me.
Wow, Tobago. Okay. You want to build a jail for them, boy?
And the morning again, Big Ram here. To that caller who responded to my voice note, tell him I want to say thank you very much, my brother. You're like a brother keeper. Thank you for your advice. I will take it. And to you and your family, I wish you guys all the best in trying to live. I hope that one day you can come up here and make a different life. Take care and stay blessed, my brother. Thank you again for the advice, and I will take the advice. Not just me, but also all my friends. Thank you very much. God bless you, and God bless your family. God bless the ground report.
So that is about 10 people only we lost here because he and 10 others. The 11 people that was planning to come back home. The man thanking the man for the advice he gave. The man here in Trinidad tell the man, boy, don't come back here. If you want to dead, don't come back here. You know? Everybody that come back here, dead brutal. They're attacking senior citizens, you know. And now the man called to thank the man for that brotherly love. He say he was hoping to come back home. Now he make up his mind after that advice that if he come back home, he's as good as dead. Wow. Then we reach to the idea the man is I'm not the first voice so people go understand.
Andy, good morning. So Big Ram here, my brother. Morning to you, morning to Lennox, morning to Mikey. Andy, religiously, I look at your program every single morning. And I have to say you guys are doing an excellent job. Keep up the good work. Andy, my friend Berna is, I'll be retiring in about 7 years' time from now. I'm looking forward to come back and live in my country. Not just me, but about 10 of us will come back home to live. But now my friends and them, they change in their mind. They change their mind. They don't want to do this no more again. Only because of the crime, Andy. Only because of the crime. And it's not going to stop. It's not going to stop. It's just going to get worse. And the worse it's going to get. It's going to get worse. Lockdown and listen, Andy. Big Ram here.
Now Big Ram say he taking him man advice. Let's continue. That's our country reach to Trinidad and Tobago. It is what it is.
Mikey King. Don't know when Sunday, but probably when they answer the phone and get cut off. But anyhow, Andy, here is my contribution this morning. And I don't have a problem with these things. I just that because here it is. I do have a problem when it comes into education, when it's a big problem when it comes into we nationals and we look. Morning, Andy. Morning, Lennox. Morning, Mikey King. Morning, Chad Big. Morning, Ground Report. I don't know when Sunday, but probably when they answer the phone and get cut off. But anyhow, Andy, here is my contribution this morning. And I don't have a problem with these things. I just that I just look at it bigger picture. And first, before I start, I want to say good morning to Anistat. And everybody does make wonderful contribution. I see Anistat. Oh God, I just love she contribution. Anyhow, Andy, this government have people really fortunate as
Let
in
I tell you,
secondary
let I
school, I
tell you.
said there before, right? Because here it is, I do have a problem when it comes to education, when it comes to young siblings, young children, and these things. But Andy, this country cannot even curb or control the school fights, the school crime. You understand? And here it is now, we bringing Venezuelan children into our school curriculum. You understand? And we have a big problem when it comes to we nationals and we local children when it comes to school crime, fights and all these things. And I watching the bigger picture, and I don't know if people watching that. When these things start to break out in school with the migrant trend, what is going to take place by? And all they don't know how Venezuelan people does things. But anyhow, I look on and listen. I ain't go touch much on it because I just want people to just think now outside the box. First to go and say education is no. Yes, I ain't saying no, I ain't denying that. But it have a but. And the look on and listen, boy. Sometimes I don't call him because I'm fed up. I real fed up. Look on and listen.
But then again, Andy for Grandy. Well, I see Imbo trying a thing there. Like he want all the people mattress money to come out from under the mattress and back into the bank. So he raised the ceiling for the deposit insurance on your money in the bank. We insured from one, I think it's one 25 to what $200,000 now. So you get insured. If you have $200,000 on the bank, get into difficulty, you get that money. So I guess Mr. Ebert do a trick there and trying to get the people who have the mattress money into the bank and save it up. I really hear you say you had to do something about that. No, but I didn't know it had moved so quick. I want to really be and I'm trying to manipulate the people to put their money in the bank so you could borrow all. I didn't know that. Have a good day, Andy.
Good morning, Ground Report family. We need to shut down the country. Please, we need to shut down the country and call for election now. Then and only then our voice will be heard. Shut down the country. We need to do that. Call for election now on our shutdown.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith. Bang, bang, bang.
We must make the government work for the people rather than have the people work to keep a government in place. We must make the government work for the people rather than have the people work to keep a government in place.
Good morning again, Andy, to you and to everybody out there. Andy, I'm listening to you and I'm hearing you, right? You cry. You're crying. Where are the protesters? Where are the parents? Where are they? Where the 100,000 protesters are supposed to hit the streets? Eh? Look at the condition of that Mayaro school. It's a shame and a disgrace. Where are the parents? Where are the parents for St. George's College? Where are the parents for all the schools that didn't open on Monday? And then we sitting on and waiting for protesters to come out. Man, give me a break, yes? Give me a break. They ain't coming out. I going to sit down and wait on them? No. I am making my own decisions now. All you don't want to come out, sit down right here. Sit down and take what PNM giving all you. Take it with a smile, right? All you don't want to come out and protest for nothing at all. Just a handful of protesters. And all expecting to change? No, it's not going to change. It's not going to, so we might as well go with the flow. Imagine, look at the condition of the schools and them and all this sitting on and take it. Why? Because it too devoted to the PNM. Look at what happened to the farmers in Bagatelle. Where were the protesters? But they march with the PNM, right? Down to Takavali. A whole band of them marched down to Cavalli because the partnership government was in office. Where are they now? Look at the chicken people. Where are the protesters? Man, it's a whole blasted big joke in this country. You hear? And I am fed up of sitting down and waiting for people to come out and protest. And it's that. Take care.
Good morning, caller. We're calling from. What's your contribution on the ground report this morning? Go ahead, Debo Martin.
Start first by saying, you see all those floods we have in Trinidad, we have to use the North Korea protocol. And I think a lot of people in Trinidad do not understand what is the North Korea protocol. Kim Jong-un, you know what he did? When they flooded out with ago, executed his people responsible for those flooding. And I was wondering if we could put that in practice in Trinidad. One will be in trouble. The other thing I want to talk about is the police service. The police service has become a disgrace with respect to managing crime and criminality in Trinidad. The recent judgment of the judge when he said you could take videos of police doing their duties. And he made a real damning statement of a senior police officer, Smith, who died in your family, you know. He said, integrity, and that man was recent. And connected with that, we have a situation where died by an in an accident on the Party bus route, where the police themselves investigated and closed the file, and the family of the accident victim went to the PTA, and they had probable evidence that went to the DPP, and they said, charge the senior superintendent. No, the DPP. So those are actions that police that the leadership has become with, and they have to cleanse themselves, and they have to be fired. And the other one is the former senior cop by the name of Gigi. He gave FUL license within 1 day. Me just saying nobody investigating if that is misbehavior in public office. And you know why they want to investigate that? That FUL license to be using the typhoid rifle promotion. I suspect you have asked me to do that, and that will come again, and they will crucify him, and I'm hoping that it will not be for these
Morning, caller. Good morning, mommy.
Yes. Call to tell you, you boys, God bless all you. All you're doing a very good job. And don't believe everybody praying for you. I want Trinidad and Tobago to know one thing. At a strive, I don't get to self the call in the program. I want them to know one thing. It had no one party, it had no two party, it had no three party, it had no four party. It's only one party to have to vote when election time comes, and that is the UN.
Wow. Low city, mommy. Granny, a low city, Granny, a low city.
Again, and another big problem we have in here in down in the Martin area is you heard the commando, the manage the big farm it had only. But I don't want to even cry out for these people and them because these people PNM. All these years they have been voting PNM since Yeah, I go jump back in again, Andy, and another big problem we have in here in down in the Digo Martin area. You see what they come and do? They manage the big farm it are down there. But I don't want to even cry out for these people and them because these people and them is PNM. All these years they have been voting PNM since they get a piece of land down there. Now they're coming to see now how PNM does operate. And they're coming now to cry out for help. And they mean really business, but I'm sorry to say it like that. But at the end of the day, I hope they open up their eyes and I hope they know what to do when they see election bell ring. Because at the end of the day, dog, we can't come and cry out for people who not really thinking and supporting their own self and their family. All they see how PLM operating now. Look, all their bygone, all their crops gone down the drain. You understand? This is how evil and wicked this man is. Down to food and the plate of talking about food the other day. And plant up your home and plant kitchen garden and thing. But look how they come and destroy a whole piece of land with crops. All the people are the breadline now. Even the young fella, the woman's son. But I mean, say what a touch on that too much on us. Look on and listening, my brothers, but oh God, I fed up.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Nice. Well, now Lennox Smith leave room for me to touch on some other front burners. So Trinidad and Tobago, the lines are open, voice notes are open. You'll quicker get you with your voice notes. So send your voice notes to 366-3053. 366-3053. Morning, caller.
Morning, Andy. Morning, Lennox. Morning, Mikey. Morning, Trinidad and Tobago. What's going on, boy? Andy, you good?
Yes. Just happy to be alive and to still be able to have that fight. But you go ahead, my brother.
Well, I say is, to Trinidad and Tobago, right now, look at the situation that you're faced with, right? Now, give me a time here, Andy, yeah? 'Cause I want to talk to these people and them, all right? Now, look at it from this angle. Now, people, you have a government that's actually taking away things like food, things like your livelihoods, like down to your water supply, like down to your irrigation, the systems and stuff like that for water so you don't have flooding. Like they're taking away the farmers and them. Then they decide to go and say, okay, the same sweet pepper that they just bulldoze, they're gonna go and get that from overseas and then make you pay more than upon that, right? So what's really the fundamentals, my people? The fundamentals is to make sure that that little lady, that little Kamala Possessor, goes back in. Look at this. There was a survey that was carried out yesterday, a little one, right? A little one. But what they asked the question, if Dragon Gas deal was all successful and everything had gone through and the deal that Stuart Young and them put together actually made people now end up having like a decent money, because we're sitting on trillions and we're sitting on a gold mine where it comes to the Dragon Gas, right? That is facts. But management, they asked the question, who would you rather manage that money, UNC or PNM? And out of 44 callers, 32 of them said, we want the UNC to manage that money. So clearly, from the way I stand, because remember, I'm in London. So the way I stand is that it makes sense that the people then see what they had gotten in the last 5 years in 2010 to 2015. Then, when you looked at the way that they had the projections of money was concerned at that point, when the Prime Minister said that how there's only 3 days worth for money. When you looked at the projection from when they got into power, right, in 2010, it increased. And then in 2016, it started to decrease. Now, Trinidad and Tobago, look at your money today. 9 years on, coming up to 10 years on, you can say, in terms of financial year, you have nothing to show for it. then your Heritage and Stabilization Fund is completely, I would say, wiped out because financially, you guys ain't got no money. So, guys, this is the time to band together. This is the time to unite as one. This is not the time to divide. This is not the time to deal with Michaela Pandey. She wasn't there for you. When you see the pandemic, he wasn't there for you. Okay, we look at PDP and all of them kind of things, but the reality is that he and all is saying, I am banding with Kamala Prasad Bissessa, and he's letting the UNC supporters and them know to band with Kamala Prasad Bissessa to take this government out by any means necessary. We don't know what Gary Griffith is got up his sleeve in regards to it. We don't know what all of these other small parties and them have. But the reality is this, is that we need to band together because over 14,000 people didn't vote in one constituency when you have over 22,000 people. So when you got like a number like say 3,000 people that's voting for PNM and 2,000 that's voting for UNC, what happened to the 14,000 that's still sitting on the fence? And this is what we have to look at, people. Stop looking at each other and look at the people that's sitting on the fence and make them band together. If you get another 1,000 people on top of the 1,000 people that you already have, that's 2,000. But if PNM only got 150, you're already up by 500. So think about it. Make sense of the thing right now, Trinidad and Tobago. The reality is this: is that you only have a few months again before the general election. You only got a certain length of time before it's all over. And then we're going to know for fact who's actually sitting still on the fence and who's actually for country. It's not about party, it's not about creed, race, it's not about nothing like that. It's about what's good for you right now. And the reality is that lady is the best thing for Trinidad and Tobago, right? Andy, I'm not gonna lie to you, brother, but I'm gonna ask you a question. What are you gonna do in the next 5 years if PNM comes into power? Lennox, what are you gonna do the next 5 years when PNM comes into power? Mikey, what are you gonna do in the next 5 years when they come into power? Now, I'm not calling it, but I'm saying that if we sit down idly by and just listen and not do anything about it by actually voting, not necessarily having to go out there and protest because it doesn't make any sense. Don't bother do that. It does not make sense because government does not want to hear anything. But we have the finger. Like I said to the Rowley on the, or Roll, whoever it is that's on the chat, I got my trigger finger ready, but my trigger finger is aiming at the polls. It's ready to vote. The youths and them are ready to vote. I'm just making sure, and I'm gonna let Trinidad Tobago know last time. Make sure your ID cards are up to date. Make sure you're on the voters register. Make sure that that lamppost is indicating you. So when it comes to your time to vote, you vote for the rising sun. Vote for yellow. Yellow is the code, like Sadilda say. Now, base this on the fact that I'm in England and I listen because I love my country. I love where I came from. People, you got to love where you come from. A man will say, well, yeah, you're English, innit? Well, facts. I was here a long time ago, but I still ain't English. You could take the man out of Trinidad, but you can't check Trinidad on the man. So don't get it twisted. At the moment, what we need to do is to look at survival. And our survival is in the vote and the right vote. Yellow is the code. Forget Balize. Forget the juice. Forget that. A man saying yes, yeah. Forget a man come out and he said, let me get one last thing. A woman came out and said, oh, she don't like Anil because Anil does talk and thing and whatever. But listen to facts. The reality is the man is not lying. The man says it because he has passion. The same way how Andy says it, the same way how Lennox says it, the same way how Mikey says it. Sometimes Mikey does sound like devil's advocate, but he's right. Because of the way in which we see things, we have to wake up. Right now, Trinidad and Tobago, Miss Santa Cruz does talk it, Miss Woodbrook does talk it, like Clarion Caller does talk it. Big up to even TC and Heavy and them. They just talk it. Big up to Dale. Big up to all of you lot that fight the fight. But people, you can't have these little people and them fighting when you just sitting down on the fence, man. It's unfair. It's unfair. It's unfair that a man is fighting your battle and you just sit on the fence while he's getting the bruises, and then you ask him, yeah, but you all right? It's not nice. It's not good. What you need to do is stand up with him. So then if you get the knock, you can clap the next one. Yeah. Back each other up. That's the thing right now. Right now, I'm going to leave it more or less here. But right now, what we need to do is we need to unite as one family, one nation, and one set of people. All right? And that is it.
Nice.
007 out, my brother. Thanks.
All right. Thank you very much. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Some people ask, what accent is that? That is Trini, England. Trini, England, right? That's Trini, England. Some people say, hey, BBC News. Some people laughing, yeah, man, BBC News, man. Some people say, but they laughed at of Jolene John when it is that whole issue there thing, or whatever. But your contribution was very nice, and as you say, you can't take the Trini out of the man, okay? Oh boy. Morning caller. We're calling from, and what's your contribution on the ground report this morning? Come on, come on. Oh boy. Oh boy. Nice. Morning caller. We're calling from, and what's your contribution this morning on the ground report?
But I'm in Kansas City.
In Kansas City.
I have a little contribution to make and try to make a point.
Go ahead, Kenrick.
Okay. I know the gentleman 2 calls ago that he said don't talk about the United States. But I'm going to say, and that's all I'm going to say. Harris, Kamala Harris, Donald Trump. It doesn't matter who win the election. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I try to make a point here.
Go ahead, go ahead.
It doesn't matter to me. Because I still live in a life and go back to work the next day. Same way, with the same thing I'm doing and making a living. It doesn't affect me in no way, no time. But should they make a decision to put the wrong peg and square hole, whatever they call it, you have a problem. Yeah, we don't have a problem. Then you have a problem.
So you are saying, so what you are saying is, so you are saying, Kenrick Prasad, that in America, you already don't have a problem when it's based on who win, whether Donald Trump win or Kamala Harris win or Biden day or however it go, because your systems there will still operate in the best interest of the people of America. But you're saying there when it's coming to Trinidad. All right, let me hear. So when it's coming to Trinidad, why? Let me hear. Go ahead.
Like in Trinidad, you have a choice to make. We don't have choices. Well, whoever they put the foot, it doesn't matter with me. But over there, it matters. Because look at the condition of that country. And some of them are crying. Because I want to come down there so many times. And I have to make a decision. All right? Look at the crime situation. Look at the school. Look at the place, man. I lived there almost 40 years ago. It was not like that. Look at this, what this man do with this place. And all is still for red and ready. I am calling no parties, and everybody have a choice to make. And live with the choices you make. And don't complain. And don't come here and make it a burden for people in the United States to give you a hand, to give you a handout. It ain't going to happen again. I don't mind, you know. I do not mind doing that. Because it's my people. When I say my people, I mean everybody. Look at the place, look at the mothers, man. And you'll still jump in and whining low. I listen to this program every day. Every day I can't wait to listen to, I'm at my phone, I always look at my phone and look at my time. So I'm at different time here. So I have to be very uh, sure what I'm doing. Look at the place. Look. People don't see that. People do not see what is going on over there. They're blind. I'm living right there. Things on my way. And I'm seeing that. I know everything that goes on. And the Trinidad and Tobago, come on, man. Don't look at race. Don't look at nobody. Look at what the people can do for you. As from England saying that. Look what people can do for you. Look at the children. Look at my kids. My kids come first. I sacrifice for my kids. And I want to do better than me. And they did better than me. What happened to you? You study about party. You study who is who gonna lie down on top of somebody because he's Indian or who I heard, blah 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 blah. What a fools. You're studying your children. You're studying you, your ego. I told you, all you're mad. And that's enough, you know. I'm getting emotional.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith. Bang, 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 bang.
Wake up! Oh, wake! Oh, God. Before it's too late, please, oh God. Wake up! Wake up, TNT! Oh God! Wake up! Wake up!
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Wow. Man touch me twist. Man make me feel like a fool. 1,000,000 miles away. And he could see what's going on. And we right here. And we still Indian and race and greatest PNM and no medication in the hospital, you can't get your surgeries and oh boy, morning corner.
Morning, from report Andy, Mikey, and Lennox, and all the people that listen to the ground report. Andy, boy, today is very sad to see what's taking place in Trinidad. People are away who live abroad. Most of them know what's going on here than us who live in here ourselves. So they are in tune with what is taking place in Trinidad. And it's very sad because when I look at what takes place in Bagatelle with the farmers and them growing crops, right? It's got a sweet pepper and it's sour stuff and all these things. Sour stuff is very expensive and it's a good medicine because it helps to eradicate cancer cell and all these things, right? And it destroy all that. For what? Because they want the land for their friends and family. Boy, I know, but if the people continue to sit down and take whatever this government, to them, and pushing it up without lubrication, I know what else the people want again. Have a good morning.
Andy, good morning. Andy, there was a bus one of them private bus for people that have. And they have on it Tobago Carnival. There was this set of people promoting Carnival in Tobago, in San Grande, right? They had about 15 young girls in short tight pants. And this fella talking hard, right in the Alta Grande, just a stone's throw away from the San Grande police station. For the longest while, I haven't seen police through the streets of Grande, but it had about 10 police protecting these people, right? I mean, how could I want to know if this is taxpayers' money that pay these people to advertise Tobago Carnival? What was the cost? And if they went anywhere else throughout Trinidad and Tobago promoting this Tobago Carnival, what was the cost to the taxpayers? And Andy, this man talking loud, they're playing the music so loud in Grande, in the heart of Grande. Andy, I mean, they're taking the taxpayers' money and abusing the people on the streets like that. People can't walk the road properly, and it's just deafening sound from that bus. What kind of madness is this, boy? The taxpayers' money? Andy, when will this ever stop, boy? When will this ever stop? Secondly, Andy, why was Imbert removed as the Minister of Finance? And why did they put Stuart Young?
No, as the Prime Minister.
Come to Innsbruck. Innsbruck, you ready to get or what? You ready?
He's the acting Prime Minister. He was removed. And when will it stop? It will stop when we, the people, decide we want it to stop. Anyhow, let me stop pleasant good morning to Mikey K. Mikey K, pleasant good morning to you. So while you're there, let me send out those links. Let me send out those links. Oh my God.
Because people have been asking for the links. I know sometimes things get so hectic. Pleasant good morning to you, my brother Andy Pitbull Williams. Morning to you, Lennox Smith. And of course, our technical director. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago, our CARICOM brothers and sisters across the region, the diaspora, locked on, of course, in Europe and in North America, those in, of course, Canada, and the USA, wherever you're listening to us. Good morning on the African continent. Good morning indeed, or whatever time it is on in your neck of the woods. Yes, Andy. I tell you. You have some more voice notes there?
Everybody's seeing what's going on, but we.
I think people seeing what's going on. I think they understand that. I mean, when you just go through the papers, I mean, or even look at the headlines when they tell you a worker is gunned down at the St. James Medical Complex, and they say it's the second time this year that gunmen showed no sort of respect for the medical institution and murdered someone on that compound. And it's happening in Port of Spain. They're running through. They don't care. They're firing shots. Yes, all of that taking place. You had teachers, they're telling the government, they're saying to that Gully and her team, there, the Ministry of Education, you have until the 17th of this month to fix the issues at St. George's College. Imagine furniture disappear from Mayaro Secondary School. If you see the state of these schools, man, if you see the state that I'm talking about, you're ready. And we're celebrating the opening of what? Then you had the fire officers who saying, hey, the fire chief Bristol had to go. If it's not some bad ladder, wooden ladder, some problem, we don't have gear, nobody talking for us. Like what going on? Like you and the Ministry of National Security, the minister is chummy or what? What about the people who putting their lives on the line? Eh? Yeah, psychologists weighing in on this thing with the school system and saying that these conditions might affect the students' mental health. Could you imagine that? And dengue, yes, that thing dengue, that thing that they're still trying to label, just like how they did COVID. Nah, that person, that respiratory problems. Now they're saying it's 12 so far for the year. Something that Dalai Singh said that he started preparing for since January. Now we have 12 recorded. Recorded. They're not telling how many people died from it. All right. So, I mean, you can't pick and choose. This is real. Siblings killed in New Grant. They say it was some family that I don't know. But I mean, the thing about it is when we wake up one morning and
Bad
nothing
vibes,
happened.
like an evil spirit. It's like a witch, a zombie, something wrong.
Yeah, we know what's wrong.
The PNM.
We know it's Rowley and the PNM. People gonna say what they want. You're gonna blame Rowley for that? Yes. Says Rowley for that? Yes. Because he said that he cannot take responsible. He's the one, he's not responsible. But then on the ground report, we played it for you. He said the buck stops with him. He takes full responsibility for the actions of the cabinet. The buck stops with him. A man relinquishing his responsibility, just saying, listen, you see me? I had nothing to do with this. I fed up. I tired. I mean, come on. So here we are. And yes, people on the outside, yes, I know you're looking into the fishbowl and you could point out all the things. But really and truly, there are people who just simply trying to stay alive, keep their head above water, you know. When you come in and you close that gate and you lock that burglar proof and you make sure and sting that door, you say to yourself, I survive another day, you know. Let me see what happens tomorrow and the day after that. So many things fall through now because people just simply trying to live. But why? Why we always have to get that end of the stick? Why we always have to come down with the smallest amount? Eh? Wherever they can find for we had to tighten the belt till we can't breathe. We had to hold back. We had to cut back. We had to see how best we could make out just to survive. Tanty and uncle on a fixed income. Yeah, they can't even go and buy anything to say, well, toiletries and what have you, or when the grandchildren come across, slip a little $100 in their hand. They can't do that again, Andy, because they had to take the little income that they're living on and go and pay property tax. Because you know why? As much as they don't like it, they know the sacrifice they put into building their homes, and they really and truly don't want to lose it, especially when you have a bully of a government breathing down your neck and telling you, hey, you better pay it, you know. You better pay it. That is the reality. You could try to smile it off. You could try to laugh it off. We try to do our best in these 3 hours to make you focus and perhaps give you some relief because you have a voice and you can express yourself. But after 9 o'clock or whatever time we sign off, that reality is still facing you. It's still facing you. You have elderly people who still locked in the house, Andy, because they're afraid to leave. They can't go to the bank because they don't have the teller telling people, hey, they now leave with so and so. They have 40, they have 60, they have 100 and something $1,000 on them. So look out for them. They're wearing a red jersey, whatever. You don't know. You can't even do your own business transaction. And when you make your sacrifice, everything you sacrifice to put together, Rowley and them come in one swoop and just take that away. Your little mini mart, your little grocery, your little business. Here comes some fool who is motivated by the current climate that Rowley and them have set up and come in and say, I want 10% of your money every month. Give me 30,000. I want 50,000. I know where your children going to school. I know what the time always go to church. Don't let nothing happen to your family. And you had to sacrifice again. But how much you go give up that you sacrifice for, boy? You sacrifice. You went and you get your education so you can get your job. They put you on the breadline. You sacrifice to save, to see how best you can build something to supplement the income, 1 or 2 apartments. Now they're telling you they had to tax you for that. You sacrifice all how to see how best you can give the best for your children, but yet still you have no money now because gate, whatever, how are you going to send them to school? What future they have? What career choices they have? Eh? The boss you could tell them, hey, just try to stay inside now. I know you had no work. I know you had nothing. I know you're frustrated, but please don't go out there now. Don't go out now. Just stay inside. Stay inside. If I had to give you a few dollars just so you would stay out of trouble, because the last thing I need to hear is that you lock up or you lie down somewhere in a pool of blood. That's the reality. My God, how much time we go talk about it? We live in it daily. Just waking up and having your feet touch the ground. You have to look at that as, wow, And when you're ushering a brand new year, God, let me hope I survive this one, yes? How long you gonna live like that? You ain't want to live better, boy? Stop voting against yourself now. Ask yourself, regardless of what party card you have in your purse, your wallet, your pocket, ask yourself, you don't deserve better. You don't deserve better. Even if you want to be something until you die, because you're already dying, you're functioning as a dead individual. Oh, boy, you don't want to live better, boy. I don't know, boy. I just don't know. I don't know why people fighting against themselves.
Well, but we still can't give up. We have to
No,
keep the fight.
giving up is not an option.
Yeah.
Giving up is not, but we have to get involved. And we
But
need to stop
if
playing games.
they give up and they don't fight the fight and Rowley's to win back, I being straight, I looking to get myself out of this country because it really ain't make it come like you're dead.
Nobody can blame you. Nobody can blame you. We have a call?
Oh boy. Tobago, the lines are open. Send your voice notes. What's on your front burner this morning? What's on your front burner?
Nobody could be upset with
We're
you,
not
Andy.
talking more than all here. And them will live in it. When them go together, healthcare, them getting top. When them other get surgery, them get it within the time. Them seeing the pressure only under. And all in Trinidad, didn't see the pressure only under all yourself.
No.
Suckers for punishment.
Because talk is cheap, you see.
Yeah.
Talk is cheap. And they will dance around it. They will dance around the issue of the only vehicle to get them out of this is the UNC. Nobody tell you to like anybody, you know. But at least make sense. A time is coming very soon where we gather in our numbers, form a line, and go out there and do our civic duty. Yeah, all that nonsense talk about both of them is the same. How both of them is the same? Were you treated the same way by both parties when they're in government? Ask yourself that. How both of them can be the same? When you're rejecting one all the time because mommy or daddy tell you to do so, but you're embracing one that have you suffering for years. How they gonna be the same? When in fact their policies by one is policies to elevate you, when the other one is simply telling you who live, and who die. So how they gonna be the same? How do we say, I am not here to cure you of your nasty racism? That is something that rot in your gut.
Racism.
It's race.
I the main issue there, you know.
Yeah, that will boil down to. Exactly. And I am not here to try to help you or cure you for that. That is your own insecurity. That is something embedded in your psyche that you simply don't like someone because of their ethnicity, but yet still they can provide a better future for you because they look at it as Trinidad and Tobago. You look at it as being divided because somebody tell you you could only win, you could only succeed once you divide. But has that worked for you? You talking about generational suffering. You see, granny went through that, uncle went through that, daddy went through that, mommy went through that, auntie went through that. You don't want to live better? You don't want to be better off than the people that you witness suffer? You've been a witness to injustice for years. You think time you give yourself a break? Rowling go give that break. No PNM MP go give that break. No PNM MP, no PNM minister will give you that break. So we're fighting. What are you fighting? What are you fighting when you try to reject the UNC? What are you fighting? You say no to development. You say no to a strong economy. You say no to the fact that people who have policies to curb crime. You say no to a strong energy sector. You say no to a better education system. You say no to a better healthcare. Why? Why? And that is where we are now. Kamala Prasad Bissessa, the political leader of the United National Congress and the opposition leader of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, has placed the UNC on election footing. You pick up the phone and call anybody yet? You went in your area to the UNC constituency executive office and talked to anybody as yet? You make any phone calls? You decide to go out there and participate? In your area, you ask about the walkabouts, about gathering information. What have you been doing? It is the only vehicle, the only one. People could say what they want And when they ask the question, what others are bringing to the table, people have a problem with that. 2 seats away from forming a government. Somebody walking with absolutely nothing, their hands swinging. They didn't bring a bottle, they didn't bring a hors d'oeuvre, they didn't bring nothing. But they're demanding what? Ham, lamb, and jam? Filet mignon sorted in a mushroom sauce with a bottle of the Dr. Fu 1853. You want the best? So we must sidestep all the sacrifice. Where is ground report? Where is Puna? Where is Miss Santa Cruz? Where is Mr. La Hawketa? Miss Woodbrook? Where is Anderson? Where is Kingsley? Where is all of these people? Just because of what? Just because of what? Look, Andy, who on the outside? Yes, brother?
Morning, caller. Go ahead,
Morning,
caller.
Tenant.
Yeah, go ahead. We hear you loud and clear. Morning.
Tobago, for the #1 program. Mighty K, Lennox Smith, and the Pitbull. Tough.
Good morning.
Andy Williams, when you're in the dark, ain't you need the light?
Yep.
When you're in the dark, you need the light. UNC is that light. And everybody in the right sense know that right now you can't get a bread on your table. You're only getting salt. And UNC always had honey and milk. So people, all you have to do is to watch where the light is and put your finger when that time comes to the rising sun, and all your problems will solve. All your problems will solve. Rolly only have hate, all you don't see the devil working, the mashing up, the critical, the hospital, nothing. I one of our patients suffering. My family suffering from all kind of disease. And there is nothing when you go Panadol, there's a waste of time with them. The hospital, when you have to die home, don't make no time to go there. You understand? And I not paying no property tax. All you have to look me up. All you remember to tell you, because I don't have no money. All you want me to pay property tax, all you give me a work. And out of that work, I will pay, but I don't have no money. I want to let them know that ball head man, you know why the money he don't fully marry and they put your account to fully marry rich, fair than people when you go. All of studying to vote this, UNC is the only way out. All them colleges is based on the where to I mean Gary was I don't know when Gary will come to his senses and really fall in line. Since Gary was with the partnership, it always had confusion. So I would advise Kamala, just be where I'm not casting no aspersion on Gary. He's still a little hard for, but come on, man. All the simple let me get this thing going. Well, we dead.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Go ahead.
Morning, caller.
Good morning to you, Mikey. Special blessing. Good morning to you.
Morning, my brother.
This morning from you, my brother. Mikey, soon as you're ready, I am ready. I will go with you all out, Mikey. I am begging and pleading to each and every one. Although let we do something.
Short man. Morning, short man. Have you contacted anybody at the UNC office? Every time you wake up in the morning after your prayers, the main objective there, right, along with what you have to do on that day, is to create a UNC voter. Create a voter. You go in to buy your doubles, and people, you hear them talking, you hear them complaining, let them know, hey, with all that talk we talking, we will have to and we must support the UNC, regardless of how they get vexed. Tell them, look, all they need application, all they need forms to join. That is what it is. Every day you go out there is about creating a UNC voter. Don't get tapped in small talk and trivial issues, short man. Don't be talking about you're waiting on Mikey, waiting on Lennox, waiting on Andy. No, the time for waiting is done. You have to get involved. It is the only vehicle, the only thing that we can ride to take us out of this whole satanic climate created by Rowley and the PNM. That's what we're talking about. Get involved. The UNC's on election footing.
Thank you very much, my brother. Have a blessed morning.
Thank you.
We have.
Just want to know who's Mr. Timothy when I see you today. I'm not hearing from him. And you have a blessed morning.
Blessed morning. Yes, I think Mr. Tunapuna is well. He should be. We'll try to see if
Good
we can.
morning, my dear friend and brother, Mr. Andy Pitbull Williams. How are you, sir? Good morning to all your listeners and to all your viewers. Lennox Smith, good morning. Michael Kerr, good morning. Good morning. Good morning, TNT. TNT, if we don't realize, or if we don't wake up and smell the coffee and realize what this man doing to we country and what this man doing to we, well, crap or smoke we pipe. TNT, we need to rise up, we need to stand up, and we need to fight, and we need to unite as one. Forget race, forget party. Do it for your country. Do it for your country, do it for your loved ones, do it for your children. Because this country has gone to the dogs. It's so terrible and it's so heartbreaking to know that our sweet TNT been is going away piece by piece by piece. I really don't know what to say again. But come election day, whether it be in December this year or early next year, all they know what to do. All you know who to vote for. And you have a blessed day, my brother.
Is it, Mikey K, that the government, based on the policies and how they're operating, is it that they hit out the fight or the hope or the will in everyone or most people? Because I find people talking in that kind of way.
Hey, which way? Which way? Like as though they lost the fight?
Yeah, like they give up, like they submit the Rowley. That's it. All right. Oh God, no, Rowley
Hey,
just
I would say that you have individuals, many of them, mass majority, that would want to go out there and get it done today. That's their problem. I guess we can call it the electoral anxiety. They want to go out there and get it done. Now, that's what they're frustrated about. They are frustrated that the fact that the process, the way and the means of doing it is not by the bullet, it's by the ballot, that they are ready. What people have to understand, however, is don't allow the PNM to make the United National Congress sound like a bad word, a bad thing, a bad institution. Don't fall for that. You know, people know exactly what has to be done, but when you talk to them, some of them want to play the skinning up their feet. Well, no, there's no well. There's no well. Is he there standing on TNT's business? Or you're going to lay down in, of course, the PNM mess? That's the alternatives right there. Is he there going to stand on this country's business or lay down in the PNM mess? And the only way that you can stand on TNT's business is with the United National Congress, Kamala Prasad Bissessa. That's it. Regardless of who trying to undermine, who trying to sabotage, you will have to expand your psyche, expand on what it is you are looking at and say, hey, the big picture here is getting rid of Rowley and the PNM. That's it. So you will hear all kind of old talk and the years because that benefits the agents of the PNM. All kind of talk. I find it, and then and Kamala, and what? And the United National Congress, right? Only lost, and people have to remember this in the United National Congress in 2020 were only 2,530 votes away from winning government, in only two constituencies, St. Joseph and San Fernando West. I want to repeat this. In 2020, the United National Congress were only 2,530 votes away from winning government in only two constituencies, St. Joseph and San Fernando West. It means that when we go out there in overwhelming numbers, whether they try to sabotage, whether they try to thief, whether they try to deny us international observers, there's no way they will be able to take away this overwhelming amount of numbers to say they win. Only 2,530 votes. Come on, man. So if you understand, come on.
Yep.
Don't let me play games. Don't let me play games here.
Morning, caller.
Morning.
Yes, morning.
Annie, the Gong report. Good morning to you all. You hear me?
Yes, we hear you loud and
Loud
clear.
and clear. Go ahead.
Yeah. Yes, Annie. What I wanted to say, just nothing too long, but what I wanted to show that while we see election is coming up in the air and everybody we try to get everybody ready. This election is a do or die. When I mean after this election, we're not sure if we will have the Kamala Prasad to represent if for 5 years. If for 5 years come, you understand? And so we are against we are against time in a sense because if we don't get an opportunity when this election come and she don't make it back into government, we don't know who will be the leader, right? And then after that, we don't know what's gonna happen. Right, so this is a do or die. This is it's a no other choice, and the reason why we have to go with the UNC because they are the opposition and they are the party, a group that we could use, that the people could stand up with to deal with the government because we have no other way. We can't deal with the government as individual. You understand? We have to get a collective group to represent you. Like just like how you will go to court and you need a lawyer to talk for you and to stand before the judge for you. The same thing. We need a group. And this is a group we have no other choice. Whether we like it or we don't like it, we forget about race, forget about religion. It's about doing the right thing because we see the state the country in. And it's not going to get better because only them not listening and only them don't have a heart for the people. But they will take everything they get from you and then push you overboard. They say it's like you have two ships and one ship have all the people and the next ship and that ship sinking by. Right? And it have a ship pack up next to and say if all they want to be safe, come into this next ship. Come over. This is the only way you can be safe. You want to go down with the ship or you want to go to the next ship? It's the same thing like with the Messiah, he came, he said, all those who want to be free, come through grace, come on and accept him. Right? Regardless of race, color, what, you have to accept the Messiah if you want to be free. The same thing with the political party. Right? Right now, the UNC is the one who is exposing all the dark side of the PNM, all the corruption. They can't have a say because they censored in Parliament, right? They're using standing order and they're using the Speaker of the House to muzzle the UNC. When they ask them questions concerning corruption, they controlling them. They don't want them to ask. So the last time I hear, they was asking Saddam Hussein was asking the Attorney General. They want $100 and something million to pay two sets of lawyers, foreign lawyers and local lawyers. So they ask them to pay the list of these lawyers that they want to pay them the money. They deny them the list. So them can say them want to pay Tom, Dick, and Harry and we want you to support that. But they're not showing you who the people are paying and how much they're paying them. So this government is all about corruption, but if all simple things like that, if all can't see what's going on, right, and come to all the senses, then all are giving them the green light to go ahead and continue the corruption and to continue to suffer because when them taking from you to give to them people. Right? They saying all these development they having, oh, they're bringing new highway and waterfront and who these things are for? These are the people benefit? The people does not benefit by the Andy boy. Very little. Most of the people benefiting is the 1%. Right? That's just simple I wanted to say. So we have no other choice. right? And now we give the UNC and Kamala Prasad because after that 5 years, we don't know what will happen to she, right? And we see how she governance is for the past 2015, 2010 to 2050. So give she back the chance. We have no other choice. Okay, thanks, Andy.
And Ken Lennox. Here we're going on now. I know watching this video where Andy's showing there, and I'm hearing a woman talking about blood, sweat, and tears. And these are the same blood, sweat, and tears people, despite of all this commotion taking place here. Them going back and paying them there, you know. That is how these people operate. So according to Miss Woodbrook, I'm not feeling sorry for them. No, 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 because PNM has brought nothing to this country except poverty. Look at from Eric Williams to Rowley. It's only poverty down the line. Andy, Lennox, Mikey, good morning. Good morning to Trinidad and Tobago. Andy, let me tell you something. My name is Overcomer. And don't care what Rowley and the PNM and all the evil committed in this land do. We will overcome. We is a nation of overcomers. Despite the fact you mightn't see people doing as what you think they're supposed to do. But we will overcome. There's no giving up here. Rowley, Maduro, the gangster friends, and all of them have to go. And go they shall. And it's that.
Once again, Andy, I want to bring up that UNC draft manifesto. No one has brought it up during the program today, but I think if we want
Morning, go ahead.
Pleasant good morning to the ground report. This is Curtis O'Brady here, speaking.
Go ahead,
Andy,
Curtis. How you going, my brother? On the Arima team.
I'm all right.
How you all?
I'm all right. Arima is ready. Arima is ready to rally around Mrs. Kamala Prasad Bissessa and United National Congress to take the victory home and to get rid of these lying taxing thieves. Keep Christopher Columbus, the wicked Rowley, and his minions. Ladies and gentlemen, what is food security? What is the importance of food security for a nation? A nation that has been striving not only on gas and oil, but the daily lives of the common man and the common folk on the ground, the people who depends on food. What is food? Food is purity. Food is sustenance. Food is to make sure that you survive and strive on futuristic. And what has the PNM done on behalf of food security? Ladies and gentlemen, the PNM has destroyed food security, just like they destroyed every single thing else in this wonderful, beautiful twin isle of Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. I was listening to a guy trying to debunk all what people have been raising their voice against this destruction, this mass destruction, what they enhance. How could you dare send a bulldozer to bulldoze food? How could you do that? Kid Christopher Rowley, your days are numbered. They say when you interfere with young people, old people, poor people, and food, especially food, and taking food off of children's mouth, your days are numbered, my friend. But God has a plan, and that plan is that you shall be inert into the depths of the bottomless pit, you know, because under Mrs. Kamala Prasad Bissessa, during 2010, 2015, when she took over the reins of power from the same PNM government, the same PNM government who destroyed this country from since 1956 up to this day. You hear? The same PNM government who had us in slavery, who had us under pressure, who had us under so much of poverty, which is a shame. When Mrs. Kamala Prasad Bisesa became Prime Minister in 2010, 2015, she inherited a treasury and a nation was under siege. And she took us away from a negative into a positive under 2.5 years. Imagine that, 2.5 years. The first female prime minister. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not that we don't have a choice, you know. We already know where we came from. We already felt what proper representation is. We already know what it is to be emancipated. We already know what it feels to be independent as a people. So let us stop this foolishness. Let us stop this foolishness and come 2025 or even before that, put your X by the rising sun. Put your X by Mrs. Kamala Prasad Bisesa and United National Congress, and let us bring back stability, prosperity, and future for the future generations to come. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for this conversation. I thank you.
Thank you, Curtis. Thank you, brother Curtis.
Morning, caller.
Yes, morning.
Go ahead, caller. Oh. Oh boy.
Go ahead, caller. Go ahead. This is not the time to be shy. Go ahead. Powerful contribution there. Let me say good morning to Bishop Sean Martin, Pagai, Darren, Nyron. Yes, all the good folks. Candice, everybody. Good morning, Ariman and Virons. Those in Dabadi O'Meara, the UNC constituency executive. Dabadi O'Meara, Lupino, wherever you're listening. Good morning, people.
Go ahead,
Yellow is
caller.
cool.
Morning.
Good morning, Andy. Good morning. Oh, how are you? Next and Trinidad and Tobago. Hello?
Yes, we hear you know.
Go ahead.
Okay, yes. A very disturbing and frightening morning. Every time I pick up my phone, there's a new advisory talking about a murder and a homicide in Trinidad and Tobago. Another one now in Champlain-Mondo. Every time you can't blink, Mikey Key. You cannot blink, Lennox. What is going on in our country? People, please wake up to what is happening. You recall Stuart Young saying the UNC in the years gone by want to destabilize this country? Well, nothing speaks to the destabilization of this country than the PNM in power. They destabilized and destroyed everything. And right now, the destruction of lives is what falls on them. We need to, if we don't make a change, this election, we just need to stand up, like in Caesar's time, put up our hands and say, Hail Caesar. We who are about to die salute you. That is all we need to do after this, if we do not make a change now. And we better be serious. The second thing I want to point out is that Gatsby Dolly, in opening several schools that do not even meet OSHA standards with all type of drop-ins in it, with toilets that are way below minimum requirement for the girls, for the boys, our young children. When we are facing so many diseases in this country, from COVID to dengue, etc., comes and makes an excuse and says that the budget doesn't allow it. They didn't have enough money. Well, I say to all our businesses out there today, when you don't have any money, you know what? Forget your OSHA standards. Go right ahead, because the PNM has set a new standard in this country. You could have the most dilapidated set of environment and those that are not meeting OSHA standards, and it's okay because Gatsby Dolly just told you also. So thank you all very much for this contribution this morning. Have a blessed day and let us all keep safe and alert.
Thank you. Thank you. Hmm.
Oh, wow, wow.
Yeah, that's true. Caller there?
Good morning, Andy. Good morning, Ground Report family. Andy, this lady went and paid the property tax. Andy, basically, I being honest with you, she show we are weak. We are weak, Andy. I believe we are weak because why? She went and paid the property tax, and it got plenty of people who collect that property tax paper, and up to now, these people they won't pay nothing. Andy, we're going up there. This is something for them to learn, Andy. If they learn from this and want to keep this government in power, they will tell them for the next 5 years. And if we doom and the doomsday, we dogs dead, and they see what going on. He was up there represent the area. He's a good man. He walk with faith. Boy, these people not nice, boy. I been real with you, Andy. This government likes nobody, boy. I don't know why these people supporting this man, boy. This man has to go by. He must go by. PNM must go by. And I telling you, I telling you now, I know I have partners right now. I got family, man. And these men right now are not working at all, Andy. Not working. Even they apply, they're not working. I see them in a place somewhere in Punapiri. They're hiring non-nationals. Which means they're hiring Spanish only, not Trinidadians. I be honest with you, Andy, boy, I'm not thing like Andy. We have it real tough. We have a tough fight for this election. We have a hard fight. And we have to work together and unite, boy, because you see the pulling and tugging and the crabbing and barren movements. I don't understand that, boy, Andy, boy. And you was that kind of thing one day yesterday, boy. Destruction, boy. This government is a dictating government, boy. He cares about nobody, boy. This man don't like nobody, boy. People understanding that, boy. People don't understand that. What's feeling?
Yes, yes.
Yes, yes.
But yes,
Oh,
gentlemen, well, I listened and listened and listened. I think the quality
Here's another thing.
continue to escalate into heights that we never dreamt of when we started off this public, what I consider to be interaction and interactive program. So I think that it could only get better and the contributions improve and everybody at the end of the day will understand what we are facing and therefore will do what is required having regard to the challenges posed by a government that has captured not just government but undermined our democracy and have of course arrogated unto themselves some kind of law unto themselves, infringing of course the separation of powers, the rule of law, and of course the whole question of democracy, government by the people and for the people. You just have to look at the recusing system that, including of course the Prime Minister and his immoral conduct, clearly a prescription for not just destruction but also a failed state, and that is what the people are saying they are against and will not countenance or tolerate.
I agree with you there, Lennox.
Yes.
I agree with you 100%. We have someone on, Andy?
Yeah, morning caller.
Andy.
Yeah, morning.
Go ahead, caller. Go ahead.
You hear me?
Loud and clear.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Old Street. Go ahead. No thing there, but you.
Let me say,
Yeah.
let me say a pleasant good morning to Andy Williams.
You had to get a better reception. Go if you see him
He
on
just can't call direct. I mean, oh God, just call direct now.
Yeah, the
Andy.
yeah, the connection back.
Andy.
Go ahead. Let me see if you again.
Yeah. I think my TK trying to block me. I feel so.
No, but you might be going through that tunnel. You know that tunnel where you drive from New York to Europe? Perhaps he going through that tunnel or something. I don't know.
The Holland Tunnel, yeah, you go from England to France. That's how
Yeah.
Mr. You said that. But listen to this, sir. I was doing a little homework and I was looking at the crime index from 2016 to 2023. And I could not believe in the Caribbean under Prime Minister Rowley, a man who stated that he could be the blackest man in Trinidad and Tobago, his words, not mine. Trinidad and Tobago is ranked number 1. Let me tell you guys, from 2016 to 2023, under Prime Minister Rowley, Trinidad and Tobago is ranked number 1 in the crime index in the Caribbean. That means they have the largest amount of crime. This is not Wall Street saying that. And in 2024, for the first 9 months, Trinidad is only ranked, only Haiti. Haiti has the number 1 and Trinidad is second. So for the past 9 years, Trinidad and Tobago has been ranked either number 1 or number 2 as far as crime is concerned. Secondly, let me look at the safety index in the Caribbean. Again, when you talk about safety, they are telling you that don't go to Trinidad. The only other place that is above Trinidad as far as safety is concerned is Haiti. And again, these rankings are from 2016 to 2023. And in 2024, so far is only Haiti ranked above Trinidad and Tobago as far as safety is concerned under Prime Minister Rowley. Mighty K, LENNOX Smith, and Andy, I want to add something now, and I want you guys to take this back to the UNC. People, citizens in the diaspora, and this could be something that could be added to the manifesto. Mighty K, I hear you say the last election, the UNC lost about 2,500 votes, right? Is that correct?
Yes, that's right. 2,530 votes.
Okay, 2,530 votes. Now, the PNM will never want to put in the Constitution that people, citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, who are living in the diaspora, can vote through absentee ballot. For example, if I am in the army and I'm in Russia, the US, and they have an election, these people can vote via an absentee ballot because they are not in the country, they are citizens and they can vote. I am saying to the UNC, in your manifesto, you should add in something that says, if you come in power, citizens of Trinidad and Tobago living in the diaspora and outside of Trinidad and Tobago, once they have the ID card, they have their passport, they have all the documentation required, they will be allowed to go to a consulate or a commission and be allowed to vote in an election in Trinidad and Tobago. And I can tell you guys, the PNM doesn't want that. They don't want that. So it is important for the UNC to understand that many of us here are fed up of this evil, wicked PNM government. I know people must be shocked to hear me say that. Yeah, this evil, wicked PNM government. And let me close with this, my TK. And LENNOX Smith and Andy. Here's why I came to where I am today with respect to the last 9 years under the blackest man in Trinidad and Tobago, Prime Minister Rowley. Here's why. It has too much of people that look like me suffering for the last 9 years under Prime Minister Rowley. And why do I say that? When Mrs. Kamala Prasad Dessessa left office, there was 17.3% of black people living below the poverty line. She reduced it from 19.8% to 17.3%. Basdio Pandey reduced it from 23% to 19.8%. Patrick Manning reduced among the black people living below poverty line. The person that did increase it the most from 17.3% to 26.3% and higher is the blackest man in Trinidad and Tobago Prime Minister. So as I close, how could I sit there and support that type of government when I see my people at the bottom of the socio-economic ladder in almost every statistic, every, and Mighty Ken, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith? I'm asking you guys a question now. Can you guys find for me one statistic, one, just one, where black people in Trinidad and Tobago is at the top or in the middle of any socio-economic statistic? One. Andy Williams, Lennox Smith, and Mighty K, thank you very kindly. You have a splentastic, splentacular, fantabulous rest of the day. Mighty K, you finally come out of the bathroom, boy. Them fellas tell me you was taking your pill. Have a splendid
I mean, the answer is easy. That's an easy question, man. None. That's an easy question. Yes. But the question he posed, Andy, is an easy one to answer. No, not one. And of course, again, nestled in the reality, we have ranked on our international index 6th in the world for violence and of course murders. And of course, again, consistent with what he would have said, there are advisories against Trinidad and Tobago across the globe, whether it be in our own hemisphere, the Canadians, the Americans, of course, and in the East, well, the other hemisphere, the Eastern Hemisphere, we have, of course, the Europeans and the UK, etc., saying to the population, if you want to invest or you want to come as a tourist, do not come to Trinidad. But if you do not go on Nelson Street, etc. But Rowley puts the desperados, etc., on Nelson Street, and then tell them that tourists, when they pass the 7, what is considered to be his vanity projects, are talking about the Magnificent 7, including, of course, the renovation of the President's House. You go down Charlotte Street, you go across Piccadilly, and go down Nelson Street, and of course, tourists will come there on Nelson Street to see the greatest steel pan in the world play music. I mean, what an ass, frankly, what an asinine exemplification of people encouraging people to commit suicide. I mean, come on. So I take your position, Mr. Wall Street. It is well documented. It is statistically solid, and I think it is factually irrefutable. And therefore, I would tell you from here, go to the top of the class.
I think it's very informative. And again, those days that I do stay in the toilet is because the night before I would have watched his program on social media.
Oh my goodness.
So it does have that kind of effect on me. But all in all, what he laid out there is the facts. And don't forget, we had to talk about Movie Town. This thing about, if somebody's on the line, Andy?
Yes.
What a laxative.
Yes. Morning, caller.
Brown hair. Morning, Mighty K.
Morning, madam.
And all on the live stream. Mighty K, answer to your question, yes, the UNC can win the general election alone. Moving on, I have information this morning. For the gentleman who just spoke on the absentee, on people who want to vote, like on the absentee ballot. Now, our public relations officer is Dr. Kirk Mayhew. Now, the number for that, if you want to call with a suggestion or to volunteer, get a pen and paper. I'll pause a minute.
The number to call is 388-3983. Now, for other information, the UNC's head office is located at Merchant Sushan Street, Shogunas. Contact numbers for all who are interested in volunteering or to make any contributions or to get any information, because I've been hearing people calling and saying repeatedly, they don't know. Here is the phone number for the head office. It's 636-8145, 636-9923. If you want to send a fax, the number is 636-6048. Let me repeat those numbers again. For the office in Shogunas, it's 636-8145, 636-9923. And if you wish to send a fax, the number is 636-6048. Next, people saying they don't get information and they don't know. UNC every Sunday morning holds a Sunday morning press briefing. You get all the information on what you don't hear on the news or what you hear on the news. They come with facts. It starts at 11 a.m., my mistake, 11 a.m. every Sunday morning. Soon to be starting, we're going to have our Monday night forum, which will be held throughout the length and breadth of Trinidad and Tobago, and that starting time for those meetings is always 7 p.m. Presently, the UNC family is on the ground collecting data, registering new members to build our party. We are on the ground and working. We don't only want to live better, but we want to live. For our women warriors, you all know who you are. Thank you very, very much. Gentlemen, have a nice day. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So
Clearly, she has turned into our standard information source, everything UNC. So stay tuned for the other bulletin on a daily basis. I think she's doing a wonderful job in terms of updating people as to information that you may wish to have about the only party that can take the country forward, which of course is the UNC under Kamala Prasad Bisesa as a political leader.
That's right. So correct.
Go ahead, caller.
So boy.
Yes, oh boy. Go ahead, man.
Loud and clear. Go ahead, my brother.
Good morning to you, Mikey K. Good morning to you, LENNOX Smith. Good morning to the listeners on Media TV and all other social media who have the link and the live. Good morning to you all. I see on YouTube you have 4-something viewers growing up. I know in the next few months I go grow and grow and grow and grow. And I want to say this, Andy. I see you down there in the Martin representing the people. That's how you always do. And I want to say well done for going down there and representing the people down there. But the question this morning I want to ask, is it that right for PNM to continue turning the community into criminals? Because that cannot move there. Is to turn their people into criminals. Because taking away food from people who support them for 20 and 30 years, and they will never vote for the UNC, no matter what. And I don't believe nobody along this UNC. I believe this PNM. It have a little one or two run about is UNC Day, but the majority, the nasty majority, is PNM. And this is not first time we see this kind of behavior with the PNM long day. And Andy, I could turn my back and put my head on a block and get lick off. Them gonna win over 19,000 votes
long day. They're going and vote them. They're going and vote them back in numbers long day. It's sad. It's sad. These people continue trying to use UNC for the wrong things. People from all I have with them because I'm disappointed. I'm very disappointed in my people. My black people blind to the facts. And we must shame them and embarrass them because they're blind to the facts. Because they ain't coming to us, so we don't need them. We don't care what we do. Come to Bago, to Diego Martin, come and invest millions. Millions. Do the research. You don't take it from me. Do the research and come and tell me. I can tell you. From Tobago to Diego Martin, she invests millions. All them young boys from Bagatelle, Rich Blaine, Covine, Curry Street. They was living better. Their life was better. Their life was better. But they choose the wrong road, and the wrong road is PNM. Because any PNM community, majority, it are gangsters and killers. And that day, the PNM, the government, rolling down there in Bagatelle, you see that a black community could never. We see it in Paro. We see when Jordan John, they didn't open the agriculture, they roll in there. And the people of Lokata turned their back on the UNC. For over 15 years, the people of Tobago turned their back on the UNC. So we will be campaign. I'll never tell the UNC when they come in power to forget Tobago or to forget Lugo Martin. And they will continue helping Lugo Martin. They will continue helping Lugo Martin. We saw it. We saw it when the vendors was being removed from Charlotte Street and Kamala Posad at that time in shock Gerard Ramsey when Manny McDonald as the MP for Portsmouth South and the mayor at that time was trying to remove the vendors and put them somewhere where they can't make money. Kamala Posad in shock. Julian John and Gerard Ramsey to go down there with myself was down there present. And you know, when we was campaigning down there, the vendors turned their back on us. How much time we go help them? How much time that we go have a dream that one day we can go vote for the UNC, that one day they're never gonna vote. They like the way how they're living. There's a voting bank. That's what they like to do. They only complaining when the Kongster pass wrong, they go and vote for she. When the MP pass wrong, they go and vote for ye. So they want to tell me, we will help them again, you know. But they will do the same thing. They do the same thing. And you offer yourself as a grassroots. You offer yourself a no blonde, no little Martin from the head to the front. They turn their back on you. They turn you get an opportunity. When people is a person, there's a disease. They're sick of a PNM. They don't care what PNM do them, and I must be vexed. Oh, Kamala and them must have the people in them. I will never be vexed about that. Look at the state and the Martin. Eh? I ask the question. That stadium, that mini stadium, the bill, nobody do not use it. What the building that stadium to do again for to come with some tennis court, nobody again we didn't use it. They have about 5 swimming pool in Laventille, all closed down. Nobody using it. Do not be fooled, all you. Be fooled off for closed down, wasting taxpayers' money for friends and family. Ronan and Colin Invert and Ronan Sinan, some contractor kickbacks. That's what they're doing us. I'm playing the race game as I close. Just take a breathe. And imagine if the UNC, before, all now they come on fire, blocking up the road, the agents, the people is PNM, the nasty and stink. Where's the protest? Where's the block up road? Where's the up road? Eh? And the Monday and the Chelsea mine. We have a bigger fight. We have a bigger fight. Are you in? We out or out? It's bread and butter here. It's survivor here. Where's the protest in Martin? Where's the protest? Where's the children crying in Martin? Where's the deceitful and we're nasty? Thank you very much. Bye. Thank you.
Oh boy.
Well, we cannot argue with that. That is a realistic assessment of the situation, and of course, from a man that, of course, have had
Bring
the
up that
Laventil
UNC draft
experience.
manifesto.
Hold 1 minute.
The Laventil experience, so it's real. Yeah.
No one has brought it up during the program today, but I think if we want to like make a better Trinidad and Tobago, if you want to push things forward, if you want to see real change, then now is the time we should be talking about making amendments to the policy. We need farming, we need jobs, we need border security, none of which is mentioned in the manifesto. So please, people that are listening, come up with ideas. And I was thinking that maybe we should come up with like some plan and somehow present it to members of the UNC party or somehow. The people should have a voice in this process. And we have an opportunity. We have like 1,000 people together listening on the program. We should be coming up with ideas to make Trinidad a better place. Here's another thing for you. If Kamala gets elected and she goes into office, we will be inheriting the current IMF debt and austerity measures. So what is she going to do? What is her plan to get Trinidad out of the grips of the IMF? Did we talk about that now?
Well, bring a good point. Time she reach there, we may be in the grips of the IMF. Because the PNM looking to go and leave nothing.
Well, I think Andy Kamala Prasad Business has regularly been talking about splitting the Ministry of National Security into two. One of a homeland security, something like what the Americans have done, and one for external purposes. So I think that speaks for itself. As I keep saying, the manifesto was a draft, therefore it means that it is incomplete. It is not yet fully developed. They are in the draws of seeking comments and suggestions from the wider community. You saw a whole program with respect to crime and criminality. I myself participated in that, and then of course we have one on the budget. But I'm sure many of the ideas will filter down into some economic plan that will eventually emerge out of that. So let us, wise I accept that we should be focusing and talking about it, but I don't think it will be justifiable to say that that is not either being contemplated or is yet to be in a manifesto that has not yet been completed. It is still ephemeral. And it's
I agree with you, Lennox. I agree with you on that, Lennox. Like you said, it's not complete. It's still a draft, but I do take what the caller is saying, and he's right. We do need to be a part of the process. That process, of course, was laid out during the pre-budget consultation, which went all over the country to the constituencies where people made their input. Even this morning, that suggestion by Wall Street. And what this caller left there, border patrol and so forth. These are very serious issues, and he's right. And it's time for us to get down to policies, because if it's the only vehicle, it is our job to ensure that the engine is running well. There's good tires. Everything is going to be able to be a smooth transition based on the policies that we discuss now. So I understand where that call is coming from.
Nice. Oh boy, we play a live
Also,
from study.
just before Andy,
Yeah.
we have to focus. Yeah, we have to look at this whole movie town issue because what's scary is that you have Mr. Derek Chin. When you look at his version, he's saying, "Listen, we made some plans. We made some discussion. We had some discussions based on how it is things are going to be paid in the interim and what have you. But is there a bigger picture? Is it some people who may be eyeing Movie Town, who want Movie Town? We saw what happened, of course, with Clico. There's a development in the back of Movie Town. Is Movie Town a hindrance to their growth, their profit margin, and perhaps they want to make sure that they shut down Movie Town because that may be some sort of a challenge to them or competition, as the case may be. All of these things we have to look at, and we have to look. It is so multidimensional because I'm telling you, it could be a feeding frenzy. What we're witnessing here could be a smash and grab situation because you're talking about taxes, and I'm certain that Movitown is not the only enterprise that is owing money to the government. There are many
Right?
others, but why are we not
Look
hearing
at them
about
own government money, and the government into only picking out and picking who they want to to to, to use the powers, the claws on.
Yeah, and that's a scary situation, Andy, because we seem to be moving out now of a creeping dictatorship where it is that it has bolted. I mean, come on, this just does
But
not make sense.
What something?
Mikey,
And Chinese laundries and all was roping into that same thing. Look, both of them they get roping at the same time. But look, the clause done on the direction. But one to the Chinese laundries, remember they might work at the
Yeah, but not only that, not only that, Andy, what's going on down there? What's going on down there in Invaders Bay is basically land grabbing, Land grabbing is taking place down there, because remember now, Direction and Movietown offered to pay what they considered was an undisputed amount of rent of $6 million. All of that is in writing, so it can't be about the money. They agree to terms and conditions. This just cannot be about the money. There's land grabbing taking place down there. Somebody is eyeing Movie Town, and it could be because the people who may be developing in the back, we don't know, just asking questions. Is Movie Town somewhat of an economic challenge? Is it going to hit their profit margin? So they need to own it or they need to do something with it. All of these things you have to look at because it's always about themselves, their friends, their family, and their finances. And is anybody sitting down in the cabinet of the government of Trinidad and Tobago who may be part and parcel of having shares in some shell company with all the land grabbing that is taking place and development in the back there? We have to look at it. We're only getting one sort of one dimensional outlook as far as this money with taxes and taxes. But the records show that they consider the undisputed amount of rent of $6 million as of July this year. All of that was in writing. So is it really about the money or is there more to it? And that is the question, folks. We'll continue asking. Go ahead, Andy.
but I want to tell you, gentlemen, as
Lessons.
oh, there's
Yeah,
a
boy.
caller. Go ahead, caller.
That's the situation with the farmers and the demolition with the government. Why the government and them couldn't tell the people and they have more reaping. Well, they reap now. And when they done reap, you go demolish. Why they wait until the people and them crop bear at a certain age and to do that? I wickedness. Lessons.
No, and Kingsley made a very strong point. Where are the burning tires? Where's the protest? Everybody who seems to have an issue. You notice the Parliament and them set the rock back now. Because all of a sudden there was no pan in protest. Pan is no longer in danger. And what Kingsley is saying is correct. Everybody seems to want to look at the UNC, but the minute that some deal or something is done behind closed doors, all of them back down and they boil down like Baji. Why is it that Bagatelle is not in an uproar this morning, standing, of course, their ground and standing up? Nobody come and chain themselves to the fence. Nobody do nothing at all. So Kingsley has a valid point there. He has a valid point.
I think it is superlative because really, if we are to be consistent with the playbook of the PNM, that development is merely for developing a slush fund, its proximity, the action that was taken proximity to an inevitable election, tells me that the objective is really to find funds to complete Balize House and to develop a slush fund sufficient war chest, so to speak, in order to contest the next elections. That is what that is about. And it doesn't matter who is sacrificed. Who is sacrificed in the process. The farmers are persona non grata as far as the PNM is concerned, because they believe that they will win that seat no matter what. So no matter what they do, is irrelevant, is ocious. What they want is that war chest to treat, of course, with those constituencies that they consider to be marginal, and that, of course, is firmly in the hands of the UNC, logically speaking. And they want, of course, to try to remain there in order to continue to do us evil. With respect, of course, to the direction and so on, I take your point, Mikey, that there is more in the mortar than the pestle. And of course, and one has to look at the two agencies that are responsible. Agencies that we were not familiar with. I had to search. You have a Port of Spain Development Agency that is part and parcel of that process. And you also have, of course, the Port Authority. The Port Authority owns the real estate, and the Port of Spain Development is supposed to be responsible for the development of East Port of Spain, etc. So all of the overtures coming out from Rowley and they suggest that is part and parcel of that mix. And clearly, pulling from their playbook again, it's clear that it's friends, family, and of course nepotism and cronyism that has taken place there that has created this new and fresh grab for a real estate setup that houses the Cinemaplex. But the Cinemaplex is part and parcel of the entertainment industry that took a beating. I mean, and I can't overemphasize, a beating during COVID. Remember everything. In fact, people couldn't go back into business after the COVID, and in spite of the overtures made by the government. So clearly, they want to, of course, acquire that part of Trinidad and Tobago for their friends, the family, and clearly there is more in the mortar than the pestle, and it requires investigation.
That's
Nothing
right.
different
That's right.
to what is happening in Bagatelle.
That's right. Because Lennox, I'm telling you, movie town today, no telling who tomorrow. And
Yes.
it's all about smash and grab for themselves,
That's right.
their friends, family, and their finances. They want people think they're greedy. They don't care about the sacrifice. They don't care about the fact that people had a vision and what they envision is coming to light. And you could imagine, just now they will go after the little park, the little playground park. I am certain they're going after that.
Of course,
When they
once
had the Ferris and all that, they're going after everything.
once the original occupiers would have laid the foundation, and therefore it is ready for their investment, for their grabbing, it will happen. Look at that piece of real estate where the Ministry of Health headquarters was constructed. It's government land that was vested now in the contractor through a different company. The contractor now used the land to get the bank and use the land as collateral to get the funding in order to construct that monstrosity, as far as I'm concerned, just as Valdez House. And then, of course, we, the taxpayers, must now pay the multi-millions of dollars in order to eventually own it. What kind of business is that? What kind of conmanship is that? What kind of criminal behavior is this? The PNM has morphed into a criminal enterprise, and we must accept that as a fact, and they cannot be countenanced or tolerated anymore in this country. Rowley, your ass is grass.
Oh boy, Mikey, take us out. Oh
Hey,
boy, time
folks.
check. It's 10 minutes past the hour of 9
Minutes
o'clock.
of 9 o'clock. It
Oh,
has been
my
a
God.
pleasure. It has been a pleasure indeed. Don't forget, no observer on tonight. We are back on next week, Tuesday, God willing. Tonight, of course, Corridor Transformation, our very own Lennox Smith on social media at 8 o'clock. Andy, of course, is roaming wherever there's a story, wherever it is that the people need to be represented. Andy for Grandy is on the roll. He's on the road, folks. So you have to stay locked on to Real Media TT. You have to. We are going to be out and about, and we have some special things coming up for you. I'll tell you more again about our fundraiser because the team meets this weekend, our executive meeting, and after that, we'll share with you all the new information. We have a lot going on, folks. We are in election mode. The Honorable Kamala Prasad-Bissessar, the political leader of the United National Congress and the opposition leader of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, has placed the UNC on election footing. What does it mean for you? After all this talking, after all this crying, after all this begging, after all this real dose of reality, are you getting involved? You must get involved. It is the only vehicle that can rescue us from Rowley and the demonic political essence of the PNM. Until then, folks, stay strong, stay safe. We are out of here.
Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
I don't mind we practice the cultures that come from a foreign land, but we have our own thing right here that needs even more attention. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, I am talking about Calypso.
Yes, people, of course, we have come to the end of the ground report on the corridor transformation. Your host, plural, that is Andy Mikey, and of course, yours truly, Lennox Smith. And of course, we will continue, of course, these and other discussions tonight on the corridor transformation. Don't forget, of course, that tomorrow, the final day of the week for the ground report. But of course, today is what? Today is, I want to make sure, because I don't want to tell you, anyhow, no program tonight, yes, of course, on the corridor, but nothing tomorrow night on the corridor, but certainly we have a final program on the ground report tomorrow, and of course you'll get it right here on the corridor transformation. Have a wonderful rest of the morning and the day, until of course we meet tonight on the corridor transformation. God bless. Bye-bye.
mother working hard in the sun and rain. If you see this woman, she is nearly done, but the hard work she doing, everything for she son. Holding Piper Stephen and doing what they want, forcing Rowley mother to take an account. All the pepper on the tree, all the bygone and the body, the plantain, the cucumber, the pumpkin, the sapoca, even all the okra that they're in every month. Rowley mother, Rowley mother, Rowley mother, come. Tell Rowley she don't know what to do, but what she really didn't know, he was Stephen too. The boy had been Stephen since he was very small, involved in corruption and all kind of bubble. So Rowley mother decided to do some checking, but anytime she checked, things still missing. Sweet potato and cassava, broccoli and cauliflower, the papaya and the mango, even all the passion fruit that they're in every month. Rowley mother, Rowley mother, Rowley mother, come. Rowley mother planting all kind of produce, grapefruit, lime and orange for you to make your juice. A hard-working woman, working day and night, but them jamming solid beefing, as she how she liked. So she went up in Tobago, up in Lake Go, for Obia to see who Stephen Hototo. The lettuce and tomato, the cabbage and pimento, the celery and baji, the saiva and the carai, even all the pumpsy that they're in every month. Rowley mother, Rowley mother,